Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Kind of messed up on the timer there a little bit. Can everybody hear me? Let's start with that. I think my mic is on. If I could get a thumbs up that you can hear me. Hello, Ted. Bent says yes. I think we're good. Awesome. How's everybody doing? This is great. We've got a lot of people in the live stream today. Perhaps you guys are as excited as I am about this new release. I've been talking about it for a couple of weeks now. Anyways, for those of you who are new, my name is Rob, aka Rob the Maritimer, because I live in the Maritimes. I do videos on Camtasia 3 times a week. It's been 3 times a week. I did not come out with one yesterday, so this week it'll be 2 times this week. I do these weekly live streams to help you with Camtasia, how to get better at it, answer your questions, go through some live tutorials, some demonstrations, and that's kind of what I do here, building this channel. The goal of the channel is to help you guys with Camtasia and all things TechSmith. So if you're new, welcome aboard, and if you're returning, thanks for coming back. Good to see you again. So let me just quickly go through the chat. So there's a lot of people in the chat today, so I may have trouble getting to everything. So if you have a specific question, one thing you might want to do is just put a Q in front of it. So like a Q dash and then ask your question. You can ask questions at any time throughout the live stream. This one is going to be busier than normal because Camtasia 2024 just came out today. If things continue to grow, I may have to enlist some help and maybe get a moderator or 2 in here. But as of right now, I am the only moderator, so bear with me a little bit. The other thing is, as we go through this, if you have any feature requests, anything you'd like to see in Camtasia, feel free to let me know. I don't work for Camtasia or TechSmith, but I have just used the software for many years, and I love it. And they listen, so they'll listen to me. They'll listen to you if you're a customer. They want to hear feedback. So that's how that goes. Let me quickly go through the live chat just to make sure we've got everything going here. Actually, probably driving you guys crazy. Why don't I reveal this list so you guys can see it? That's the wrong button. Right there. There's the list. List of all the things we're going to talk about. And let me just quickly just go through these chats here really quick. Sybil Morgan, hello from St. Louis, Missouri. Humid today too, yuck. Very good. Well, good to see you back here again. ABN Almtar, hey, I just bought Camtasia 2024 and it's very good and great. Awesome, glad you like it. I like it too, so far so good. I'll be watching and everything what does. Awesome. Ted, awesome, thanks. Forget what that was about. So not everything must... Oh, you know what? I reset my computer about 5 minutes before I went live. So maybe some of the earlier messages didn't make it through into Ecamm. But for the most part, they are here. So, hot, humid, Texas, USA. Doesn't seem like there are a lot of new features in 2024, but that's okay. I still feel good starting fresh. I think there's a lot of hidden features, but we'll go through it. It's still the same software. So basically it does the same thing, just some new features. Ted just purchased 2024. Excited to watch the live cast. Awesome. Congrats. A little bit confused on time. I think we sorted that out. Bent says, just installed the 2024 version. I hope you'll be able to woo me more than the meager list of new things. It seems to me TechSmith seems to be dragging their feet. Okay, well, we'll get through it. Hopefully by the end of this, you will like everything that they've added. And they're not finished adding things either, by the way. So I'll get into that as well. Let me see. Malcolm Sleeth, hello from London, UK. Hello, Malcolm from London. Good to see you. Square Egg, just finished work and updated to 2024. Ready to go. Awesome. Good to see you again, Square Egg. Jules Lincredule. Hello, Rob. Happy to watch you live from 27 Celsius sunny Montreal, Quebec. Holy cow, it's 27 in Montreal? It's not 27 here in Halifax. That's pretty hot. That's almost too hot for me, but I wouldn't complain. It's better than snow. Jason Lowe, thanks for the link, Rob. Pulled the trigger today. Camtasia 2024 in the house. Awesome, Jason. Way to go. Very good. Probably referring to the link. So I now have a new code. There's a coupon code or a discount code that you can use for anybody who hasn't upgraded yet. You can use that link and get an extra 10% off. And I'll talk a little bit more about kind of the pricing because things are going to be changing at TechSmith. But nothing's changing between now. I don't believe anything's changing between now and October. But then I've got a little bit of insight as to what's coming after that. Let's see, 170 CUDA. It's about an hour away from the live stream. Okay, so I'm about an hour behind. This might take me a while to get through. Getting excited. Tech for Senior, welcome back. Good to see you again. Sun just came out in Comox, BC. Hello from South Carolina, SC. I assume South Carolina. Could be Southern California too, I suppose, but I think SC is South Carolina. Hello, Jacob. Welcome. Jules, will Camtasia catch the AI stream? Yes, I'll get to that. I assume that's what you're referring. There is some new AI in this, which is kind of cool. Ted says, I was kind of hoping this version was going to have a tracking feature, but I'm being greedy. I know. Yeah, I don't think there's any new tracking feature in it. Maybe in the future, but see, I think Camtasia has to walk the line too of not getting too complicated, because that's kind of a complicated thing that call it the big boys of, DaVinci Resolve, Premiere Pro, Final Cut Pro. They kind of do that, but those softwares are also a lot harder to learn. So kind of have to walk that fine line. So far, everything that Camtasia has put in theirs is relatively easy to learn, I think, if presented the right way. Tracking might be a hard one, but who knows? And we could always send that as a request. I saw this. Am I going back here? Okay, here we go. I've caught up now. I can hear you. Audio good. Renee, hello from Denmark. Hello, Renee. Good to see you again. Yes, Learning and Tech with Frank can hear me. James Ryan, good, how are you? Good, how are you, James Ryan? Pamela Powers, yes. Okay, I'm now caught up to the, you can all hear me. Good. Loud and clear. Bernard Woulette, hello from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. That's 2 from Montreal, I believe. Hello, welcome. Loud and clear. Sorry, I might be skipping over some of these. Yes, you can hear me. Randy Crosby, hello Randy, good to see you. Belfast Critic Reviews, Jackson from Ireland, hearing you good in Portugal. Oh, very good. Ireland and Portugal. Audio very good. Sorry, just bear with me. We are good, Rob. Thanks for the show. Greg, hello Greg, good to see you again. Apologize if I missed some of you guys. I just don't want to drag this on too long. Square Egg, don't forget to hit the like button. If you're liking this, I haven't really given you much information so far, but if you're liking it, hit the like button. Thank you for the plug there. Same with Digital Learn Academy. Here's a question. Is Elgato good with Camtasia 2024? Yes, it is. I talked a little bit about that in last week's live stream, but what I'm going to do is make a video on that. And when you say Elgato, just so other people know, I believe you're referring to the Stream Deck. Let me quickly switch views here. You see that? That is a Stream Deck. I've got buttons here that I'm pressing. I'm not using it with Camtasia right now. I'm just using it. I'm using it for this live stream. But yes, you can integrate that. You can integrate Camtasia with that and add shortcuts, editing shortcuts to it. So, and I'll explain. I'm going to make a video on that probably within the next week or so, week or two, let's say. Yeah, we'll see. Soon, I'm going to make a video. But the answer is yes. Okay, Tech for Senior, $5 super chat. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Very good. Awesome. Automated magical, what am I doing here? Automated magical editing. Very good. Please put a Q before your question, asked by Rob himself. Yeah, I did mention that. That way I definitely won't miss, or I hopefully won't miss it. If I do miss your question, and I've obviously gone past where you asked a question, feel free to ask it again. I don't think YouTube minds a couple of extra questions or chats. James Ryan, I was hoping Audiate would be incorporated. Wishful thinking. Yeah, they've integrated it tightly, but that was done before this release. But I believe there are some more bundling options coming. And when they do, I believe if you already have one or the other, there will be a discount for you to, I don't know exactly what that's going to look like, but no, Audiate is not completely part of Camtasia as of right now anyways, but there will be a bundle option coming if it's not on the website already. Hello from California. David Preston, I got the 2023 version about 2 weeks ago. Do I get an upgrade? The answer is yes. There's two ways you could have gotten the 2023 version. You either purchased a perpetual license, which means you own it, and you get upgrades for a year. So yes, you would get an upgrade in that case. After your year, you would have to pay like an annual maintenance fee to be able to continue getting upgrades beyond your first year. That's the first way you could have bought it. The other way you could have bought it is as a subscription. That's a lower first-time cost, but it's higher than the annual maintenance fee if you bought the perpetual license, if that makes sense. So currently, those are the two ways you can buy Camtasia. But I might as well go right into this right now. We're jumping right down to the bottom of the list. Camtasia, no, we're not. Second from the bottom. I have... Here, let me just move this down here. New pricing model. Does that work? People see that? So TechSmith is moving to the subscription model eventually. I don't know if you guys got the email yet. I believe I got it today. But you can subscribe now. But as of the fall, and I think it's going to be October, that will be the only way you can get it. Okay. But between now and then, and also if you've bought the software, if you have a perpetual license now, or if you buy one between now and October, you're okay. You can still get the option to pay the annual maintenance fee to keep getting your upgrades. The maintenance fee will be lower, a lower annual fee than the subscription fee. Okay, so if you like that business model better than the subscription model, you've got till October to either upgrade your existing Camtasia by way of getting the maintenance package if you don't already have it, or to continue paying your maintenance package or your maintenance plan to keep your current one current. If you let your maintenance lapse, if you let it expire after October 2024, you won't have the option to renew it. The only option after that would be the subscription model. Okay, so, but again, to answer your question, if you did buy it, then you are good for at least a year, and then after that, you will have the option to get the lower maintenance fee. Okay, so anyways, I hope that makes sense. I see some more questions coming in, but I'm almost caught up. Where are we? Oh, sorry, I jumped ahead a little bit. So, oh, I think that's the one I just had. Yeah, okay. So, Brian Pajak. Hello, Brian. Welcome. I installed this morning and played with it a bit. Happy with what I have seen so far. Awesome. Cool. Okay, that comment, I've already seen that one. You do get an upgrade. Learning and Tech with Frank. Thanks for the support of the channel. You're welcome. I enjoy this. This is fun. Hello, Randy from Florida. For those who don't know, I am in Halifax, Canada, East Coast Canada, province of Nova Scotia, near Peggy's Cove. That's kind of our landmark that people may know about. Peggy's Cove is only about 20 minutes away from here. Mohammed Gaming. I also use Camtasia, but I'm trying to grow my channel. It's very slow. How can I make my channel grow? Good question. It's kind of there's a lot to that, and I can help with that. Today, though, is going to be more about Camtasia and the 2024 release, but I'd be happy to help with that. Probably at another. But I mean, there's all kinds of things you could do. I'll give you one. Post consistently, often. Like if it's weekly, do it every week. If it's daily, do it every day. That's a lot, but and then your channel will grow. So that's one little piece of advice that would help. Hello from Cape Town, Roger Williams. Hello, Roger. Thanks for joining. David Preston's in New Jersey. Hello from New Jersey. Lucas Ruzitska. Hello, Lucas. Looking forward to the features you're going to show. Version 2024 won't start here. It just shows an error message, so I'm stuck with Camtasia 2023. Quite disappointing. Hope support will figure it out. That's kind of strange. Yeah, I didn't have any problem loading that. So I did have a pre-release version that I got about a week and a half ago just to kind of test it out and send suggestions or feedback. So I deleted that this morning and once I noticed that I could download the release version. So I deleted that. I downloaded the new version this morning from the website and I installed it, no problem. And just so you know, so I use a Mac, and on a Mac, I believe this is the same in a PC. When you install Camtasia 2024, you do not have to uninstall Camtasia 2023 first. You can have both pieces of software on your computer at one time. The difficulty I sometimes, or what could be confusing, is that on a Mac anyways, I put the icon in my toolbar off to the side, and there's nothing, like the icon for both versions looks identical. So I know the version in my Camtasia, I know the version in my toolbar is for Camtasia 2023. So if I want to launch Camtasia 2024, I go into my applications folder and there it's spelled right out, Camtasia 2024. Okay, so I think the same thing on Windows. You can launch, you can have both of them existing on your computer at one time. And that's actually not a bad idea too. So just in case there's anything buggy with Camtasia 2024, it is a new release. So, and they have been testing it, but still the odd time there may be issues that arise. So there's going to be updates probably relatively quickly to fix any bugs that might appear. Yeah, if you've got like a very important project you're working on and you've started it with 2023, you may just want to continue with that one first before upgrading to 2024. Okay, so Digital Learning, welcome to all new viewers. Rob is the best. Please hit the like button. Ah, shucks, thank you very much. I try. Lisa, hello Lisa from Austin, Texas. Beautiful town. I was there one time for a conference, maybe 10 years ago. Probably quite hot down there right now. Jonathan Johnson, hello Jonathan, from sunny and temperate Connecticut. Driving into an explainer video project this month. Oh, diving into. Overwhelmed by all the shiny objects. Help. Yeah, there can be a lot, but I will try. And incidentally, most of the videos that I've been pumping out these last few months are, I'd say they're on the more complex side. I try to take a tool and then kind of apply it and maybe do some things with it that you might not have thought about. So I haven't done much. I haven't made many videos that are just basically on the basics. Okay. And I think there's a demand for that. So let me know if you want me to kind of rewind and go back to the beginning a little bit. Was it last week or the week before? I did come out with one called Timeline Basics that just goes over the timeline and kind of starts from scratch. So I think that one was fairly well received. So I'm probably going to do more like that. Maybe Canvas Basics, maybe the menu, and just kind of start over from scratch. So some more beginner level tutorials. So hopefully that will help. Huey from Bradenton, Florida is glad to be here. Glad to have you, Huey. Thanks for stopping in. Yes, that's what you mean. The Stream Deck. Cool. Hello, neighbor from Fort Worth, Texas. So we have a couple of Texans in here. Very good. And they are going to the subscription only after 2025. Yes, they are. And incidentally, if I go right over to this, when I talked about the new pricing model, I'll just quickly go down here. In the fall, when they come out with the new subscription model, when it's only going to be subscription, they're releasing Camtasia 2025 then as well. So keep that in mind. A new version is coming in the not too distant future. And the reason, what they're doing is there may eventually become not a lot of, right now it's like a major release when they come out with a new year of the software. I think their intention is to come out with more updates, more, less regularly, but more often. Okay, so I think that's the idea. So let me move this right back up to the top. And I just going to quickly go through the rest of these chats. Is it okay? Hello. If I haven't said hello to you, I apologize. It's busy, and I don't want to keep you waiting too long here before I get into this. How do I get Camtasia 2024 Recorder? It's built right into Camtasia 2024. Once you launch the software, the record button is up in the upper left. Click that, and the recorder will open. That's the kind of the quick and dirty answer to that. Everything is going subscription model. Yes, indeed. Yes, there is a link in the description below if you want to check that out. And in fact, the link if you click the link in my description below, and that link is now in the descriptions of all my videos. That took a little bit of time yesterday, but if you click that link, that will give you 10% off anything. So whether you buy the perpetual license or the maintenance package or Audiate or Snagit or assets for Camtasia or Snagit, or whether you get the subscription model, it's all covered. You get 10% off whatever you might want to upgrade to. Or if you're new, for the new one. Square Egg has the maintenance package. Also included is the official TechSmith Camtasia training. Yes, where you get a certificate at the end when completed. Yes, that's correct. There's you can go through it, and in fact, I embarrassingly have not gone all the way through that. I've gone a few videos in, and I tend to like to kind of jump in and kind of just open the hood and start tinkering, and that's. But at some point, I should probably get my certificate. Ted is taking the certificate classes. Awesome. I can tell Rob's Canadian. Each time he says check it, oot. Okay, yeah, out, bout, boat. I don't know. I get confused. I've spent some time in the United States. I know I sound different than you guys. But yeah, about, about. I don't know. Anyway. Have some fun with that all day. Balanced Ballo, hello, Babar here from Pakistan. Did I miss anything, sir? I just entered. No, you've just missed the introductions. That's all. We're going through the introductions. I wanted to say also, thanks to you guys, this channel is now monetized. Yay! Thank you. But what that means is there's going to be, well, I think when you watch my videos, there's always ads, like either at the beginning, some you have the ability to skip. Sometimes a mid-roll ad shows up. I think that only happens if a video is at least 8 minutes long. But anyways, I don't have any control over when those are shown. And before somebody is monetized, all the ad revenue from those ads goes to YouTube. After monetization, then I get to share in some of that ad revenue. But I have the ability to turn that off. So for today's live stream, and actually for any live stream I do every Tuesday, I'm always going to have the monetization turned off until the live is over. Okay, and the reason that is if monetization was on for this live stream now, I could get interrupted and things will stop for you, and then you'll watch an ad, and then when you come back, you will have missed 20, 30 seconds of me talking or whatever it is. So I don't want that. So no ads during when I'm live, okay? That'll never be the case. I'll always have that turned off. But when I turn them on after the live stream for the replay, then if you're watching this on a replay, like say you're watching this tomorrow, then when an ad comes on, the live stream is actually paused. Well, it's not live anymore. The video is paused. So when the ad is over, my video will pick up right where you left off, so you won't miss anything. Okay, so if you're curious, that's the way that works. But yeah, we're monetized. Woohoo! Where are we? Subscription plan? That's not what I've planned. Strange idea from Camtasia. Yeah, everything. A lot of companies are going that way though, and it is less. It's less upfront. It's cheaper to get into Camtasia if you don't already have it. Kath Ellis, hello from Melbourne, Australia. Hello, other side of the world. Very good. And I had the same issue. Camtasia 2024 did not launch after first install. I uninstalled, rebooted the computer, reinstalled, and it works great now. Okay, perfect. So maybe that will help out. Lied Bible. Question, hello, Lied, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Welcome to the live stream. I would like to see stunning 3D text in Camtasia, really good looking fat letters, professional style to put as intro and over the recording along the video. Can you suggest this for Camtasia? I think we're there with one of the things that they've added, text stroke. Well, now, so text stroke, sorry, I'm spitting all over my desk here, is something they've added, and I'll get to that. I made a video on a workaround as to how to add a stroke around text, which really wasn't all that difficult, but it's now even easier. If you just choose a really fat font, and my suggestion to you would be the font Deli. D-E-L-I. I use that a lot, and I don't remember where I got it. I think it's free. I don't know that I've ever really paid for fonts. Most fonts out there are free. Maybe dafont.com might be where it is. If you just type in free fonts, Deli, D-E-L-I, and download that one, that's a really big fat font, and it's always capital. So there's no, you can't even have small letters in that one. So, and then just scale it up, make it really big, and add the outline, and that's probably what you're looking for. And I can show that to you. Okay, so Lucas is going to try to uninstall. Good luck with that. How do I get Camtasia 2024 screen recording? Okay, I think I already answered that. I'm sorry. Where can I get footage to practice my editing skills with? Any suggestions? Sure, right from within Camtasia. If you go to... let me just, this is a quick one, so I'll quickly, is that going to work? No, wrong monitor. Hang on now. I have to screen share. Sorry, bear with me. I reset my computer and sometimes the right monitor doesn't come up to that button. So here we go. This is Camtasia 2024. And your question, where can I get footage? All you do is go up here to, so in your media bin, okay, click on Camtasia Assets, and right here it says footage, okay? You can click See All, and those are all videos you can drag in. Some are free, some require you to have the Camtasia Assets subscription or access to it in order to get them. But if you only want to search through the free ones, click the search bar up here. There's a little drop down arrow. Click that. and check free assets only. Okay, now it's only going to show you the ones that are free. And you can click and drag down here. It'll download. Downloading New York City skyline at sunset. There it is. And there's a video. So you can download videos like that and then practice with those. Okay, so hopefully that helps. Mohammed Gaming, and I thank you for the wonderful explanation. Awesome. No problem. Ted, congrats on monetization. Thank you. It's funny, I've got over 3,000 subscribers, but it was the watch hours that I was waiting for. That took a long, but within the last 3 weeks, the watch hours have really gone up thanks to you guys, and the consistency. I consciously decided to start posting everything I know about Camtasia and doing it often. So 3 times a week I've been doing for quite a while now, close to 3 months, I think, and that really helps. So. Sorry, Rob, had to walk away for a few minutes. I am back now. No problem. We did miss you. Everything stopped when you were gone, so now we can start up again. Super chats still work. Yes, they do. Thank you, guys. Are you going to offer marketing ideas? Yes, I certainly can. I produce many samples, but very little results. Okay. Sorry, 1 second. Come on in. Come on. Sorry, I can't listen to that cat meow all day, so I'm gonna let her in. She's now gonna want to cry to get out, probably. Yeah, my plan is to get into more of that as well. Not just Camtasia, but the overall goal of this channel is basically to help you make videos for YouTube, and part of that is to grow a YouTube channel. That may not be what all of you or most of you do, so I'm open to ideas. So basically, you guys tell me what you want me to make, and that's kind of the direction this channel will go. Right now, the feedback I'm getting is make Camtasia videos. So that's what I'm doing. So, what? So, but yeah, I'll make some videos on that as well. Impact is another good thick font. Yes, it is. Impact. I used to use that a lot as well until I found Delhi. For some reason, it's a personal preference. For some reason, I really like Delhi. I made it. Welcome. Thanks for stopping in. Rolling on the floor. That's probably a cute cat. Yeah, is that a line cut? Yes, it is. It's a lion cut. Smash that like button. If you like what you're hearing, smash the like button. I think I'm almost caught up. Need to leave soon. I was hoping for the main event. We'll watch again on specific topics. I'm so sorry. This took a little, yeah, I've been over 30 minutes. I haven't really gotten into it. Let me go to this now. So let's start. The first thing on the list here, new Windows recording engine. Now, there's not really anything for me to show you with that. I can tell you that they've revamped the engine for the Windows version. I'm running on a Mac here, so I can't. I do have a Windows computer as well. It's not as good as this one, but my understanding is if you're running Windows version of Camtasia, it handles 4K 60 frames per second videos much better than it did in the past. Okay, so that's good news. Back when I used to use the Windows version, I used to have trouble with that as well. I've been using it on a Mac, on this MacBook now for over a year. It's not a new MacBook. Mine, I believe, is 2021. So the M1 Max chip is MacBook Pro with the M1 Max chip. And it handles Camtasia great. If my videos, so some of my videos are longer. One that I made a couple weeks ago, the hologram one, was almost an hour, and that was 4K. But what I do is I take advantage of the proxy settings. I turn it into a proxy video first, and that makes editing videos like that much smoother. So keep that in mind. But yeah, so new Windows recording engine. Hopefully that helps you Windows users out, especially if you were working with larger, like 4K 60 frame files. Less crashing, I guess. Next, new Rev workflows. So what this is, and what's the best way to show you this? I can, yeah, there's really nothing. So really the only thing, so Rev, as you, here, no, let me bring this up. Camtasia, and we'll go to products, Camtasia. I'm going to bring this down so I can share this with you and press the button. And let me just click that there. So, so Camtasia Rev, this is the website. So that's a quick and easy way to turn, like if you wanted to record yourself making a video, you want to record, your face, the screen, audio, and record it all at once using the Camtasia recorder. And then when you're finished with your recording, have it already look like an edited video with a nice dynamic background and, your picture-in-picture masked out and maybe corner rounding and all kinds of effects already added. That's Camtasia Rev, okay? What they've done new is you can now import videos into Rev, okay? It used to be, before 2024, that the only way to get access to the Rev capabilities was to start a new recording, okay? But now you don't have to do that. You can import a video and apply those to it. So probably the best way to show you that, if I... let me just save this and close it. There we go. That's probably better. Let me share that. Okay, so this is the TechSmith, the Camtasia home screen. Okay, and this is for 2024. All right, so this is new right here. Open file in Camtasia Rev. So if you click on that, okay, you can open a video file. I don't want to open one that's too big. Here, this trailer for this live stream. Let's just open that. Okay, and then it opens up a video. That was an MP4 file right in Rev. And now from there, you can change the layout, right? The background, you can change the different dynamic colors, and you can add effects like drop shadow, corner rounding, the border, all that stuff. So you can now use Rev with imported videos, not just with videos you create from within Camtasia. Okay, so that's kind of handy. Where are we? Okay, what is she doing now? She's she's joining me up on the desk now. What are you doing? I'm supposed to be working. All right, you guys don't want to see that. Let me see here. What's Learning and Tech with Frank? Quick caution. It seems that if you import previous version projects, it drops the proxy clips and you need to regenerate them. Okay, good to know. I didn't know that. But yeah, if you do work with proxy videos, so yeah, if you open up a project in Camtasia 2024 that you created in Camtasia 2023, right, it's going to say, oh, this was created in a previous version. You need to convert it, okay? If you convert it, and now you can open it in Camtasia 2024, you can never go back, okay? That's kind of my point. So if you do convert it, and it sounds like what Learning and Tech here is saying, it sounds like you will lose you may have to recreate your proxy videos if you did in fact use those. No, you got to get down. So thank you. Good tip. Good to know. But yeah, if you want to use Camtasia 2024 to further edit or work on a project that you already had created in 2023, my advice to you would be to create a copy of that. Save a copy that you created with 2023 in case you ever want to go back. Okay, and then have a new copy that you then open in 2024. It'll convert for you, and then that one can only be used. You can only edit that one from then on in Camtasia 2024. Okay, so keep that in mind. Oh, ABN Almtar, a super sticker. Thank you very much. A red rose. That's all. It doesn't show up as a red rose in Ecamm Live, but I appreciate that. Thank you very much. It does in the live stream over here. I can see. I see it there. Very good. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Um, where are we here? So I think that's it on the Rev workflows. So moving right along. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. Some of the more, so far we haven't really covered a ton of new things, but now let's talk about cursor effects. So let me just make sure I don't miss any of these. So there's some new cursor effects. So the way to, let me show you this. Let me come back here, share my screen. Let me pull up a video. Let me see. Oh, no, we can delete that. Let's just create a new project. Okay, we're in Camtasia 2024, new project. All right, let me do a quick screen recording. We're gonna click record. Let's bring that screen back. Where are we? So I don't know if you guys are aware that you can do this, but you can do this in a Mac. I'm not sure about on Windows, but you can have, so if you want to record Camtasia with Camtasia, that is possible in a Mac, okay? Maybe on a PC too, I just haven't tried that in quite some time. So I'm gonna record this, I'll just record that at 30 frames. I'm not gonna record my face. I'll record audio and system audio, just so we have that in here. I'm not gonna use Rev, and let's just click start. So, no, I am recording the wrong thing. Stop. Stop. Let me delete that. Let me delete that. Let me delete that. And let's try this again. Sorry, bear with me. I should have been a little more prepared. Tried to be. We changed this. I want to change the monitor. That was the thing. I want to record this monitor. So I don't know if you guys can see that there's a green box around this monitor that I'm sharing with you right now. So I'm going to record that. There we go. Now you can see. It won't record the inset of my face here. It's just recording this here. So let's just make a couple of movements. Let's go to assets here. Let's drag this down. Okay, a little background image. Okay, and drag that like that. Okay, and that's probably enough. Let's go up here and stop the recording. Now I have a screen recording, and here it is right here. Let's drag that down onto the timeline. Okay, let's zoom this. Okay, so here is my screen recording that I just did. Now, what was I going to show you guys? I think it was the cursor, right? Yeah, new cursor effects. So, here is the recording, and I do have my cursor here, and you can already see, yeah, you can see the cursor. So, if you come up here to up here and click on the cursor, and you can also see effects. I drag this down here. Cursor effects right here. You can click here. The new ones, now which ones are the new? I just want to make sure I get this right. New effect is the cursor glow. Okay, this one here. So if you click and drag that down here, it's now glowing. Okay. Now here, let me just change that right here. If you want to see this better, you can use the scale, right? Scale it up. Okay, so there you go. That's so this new cursor glow property. So what you can do, you can elect to show the cursor or not. You can adjust the intensity of the glow. You can adjust the thickness. Okay, and you can adjust the speed. I'm not sure what that does. Yeah, I'm not too sure, but just play this. And drag that like, Okay, so, oh, and also the color. You can change the color. Let's have it glow red or orange, right? Changing colors is different on a PC than a Mac as well. On a PC, you get like a PC color box. On a Mac, you get this one, the Mac color box. So, so yeah, that's new. The new cursor effect, and I think no, there is something else new. Actually, this is kind of cool. So it's the best way to show it. Left click scaling. Okay, so that's also under new cursor effects. Okay, left click or right click scaling. So you know when your cursor is going around the screen and it clicks on something, right? There was no indication in the past that you clicked on something. You would have to, at least I don't believe so. You would have to add an animation that maybe made it go smaller or bigger, right? In and out. So that's two animations. Well, now they have it in just one click. So let's see. Let's go to someplace where I did click. Right there. I clicked up there. So now if you go and click up here, left click, and see this scaling right here, drag this down, and now you've added another effect, which you can see if you up here, left click scaling, and you highlight it here, you see these dots? It indicates everywhere where you clicked, okay? And a scaling is applied, so watch what happens. Watch what happens in the canvas as I play past that dot. So let's just make a couple of movements. Scales in. Let's go to assets here. Let's drag this. And notice how that's the left click scaling. And with it highlighted, you can come over here to properties. You guys can see this, yeah. And you can change the amount of scale. Okay, so if I put that way up to 10, now let's just look at one of these. So let's just make a couple of movements. Okay, and then the speed, I can slow it down and see what that looks like. Let's just make a couple of movements. Okay, make it even slow. Let's go all the way down. See how slow it'll go. So let's just make a couple of movements. Okay, so all kinds of ways you can modify this. Put them both in the middle is probably what I'd like. Let's just make a couple of movements. Okay. In addition, you can also add click sounds. This might not be new. I don't know. I've never done it before. But if you click and drag the sound down here as well, once again, you can see where they're indicated. And if you highlight it and come over here, actually, even if you don't highlight any of those properties, all the properties stack over here. So I've got the recording on the top, cursor glow, left click scaling, left click sound. But if you don't want to have to scroll all the way through all this, you can expand up and see all your effects. Click on left click sound, and that will be the only one that's shown. Okay, so for the sound, you can have it either be a mouse click sound or a laptop click sound. So let's select that one. And the volume, you can turn that way up. Just see what that sounds like. So let's just make a couple of movements. Okay, that's the laptop click sound. Mouse click is. So let's just make a couple of movements. Okay, and you can adjust the volume. So there you go, left click, scaling and sounds. Again, I'm not sure if the sound is new or not, but the scaling certainly is. And if you click on right click, same thing. You can add right click scaling and sounds as well. Okay. So there you go. I think that's pretty cool. Hopefully you guys do too. Oh, Renee says you can add extra clicks yourself. Quickly go back here. Let's go back onto the left click. And see, how would you do that? Oh, right up here. Up here, you can hit the plus. So let's go between. So I was just kind of moving around here. Let's just click this plus button. Yeah, it added a click right there. Okay. Okay, and can you move it? You could probably move. I'm not sure if you can move that. Or, well, I can Control Z gets rid of it if I put it in the wrong place. I'll have to play around with that a little bit more, and you guys can too. So again, I'm not an expert in all these new tools, but thanks for pointing that out. Oh, sorry, Renee says, no, I was asking if you can add clicks. Yes, you can. We just figured it out. You can add new clicks. Click sound is not new, says Sybil. Okay, very good. It's just not something I had ever used before. But the click sound plus the scaling together, I suppose if you just had the sound, that might be enough to know that, you know, the click is happening. But the sound plus the scaling together, I think is pretty, I mean, it's everything you need, right? And if you don't like the sound, the two sounds that were given to you, the mouse click or the laptop click, right? If you don't like the sounds, then what I would suggest is don't add the click sound and instead go get your own sounds, right? Go get from Motion Array or Epidemic Sound, or they may even, probably Camtasia Assets has them as well, sound effects. And then you just import it once, and then you can copy and paste it wherever you want it. So a little more involved that way, but if you really don't like the mouse click or the laptop click sounds, that's one way around it. Okay, okay, so let's move on. I think that's it for cursor effects. Yes, everything else was there before. Cool, all right. What's next? 2 new behaviors. Let's come down here. 2 new behaviors. How are we doing for time? Is the pace good? You guys can ask questions at any time and I'll answer them. Some of these things we'll be able to go through fairly quickly, but I've been here for almost an hour and I'll be here for at least another hour, and as long as you guys want me to. So even after I've gone through everything, if you just have questions, feel free to ask away. So the 2 new behaviors, and they say new, but really they're not new. You were able to get them in another way. But it's wiggle and tremble. Instead of me guessing, let me show you the screen. So a behavior. So let's go ahead and, here, I'll just come over here. Let's go ahead and grab an annotation. I'm just going to grab I don't know, a circle. Just throw it here. Okay, I'll scale it up. In fact, let me throw a dynamic background behind this. Go to media. You guys can see what I'm doing. Yep. I always have to check that I've got Ecamm on the right setting here. Let's go to Camtasia Assets and just grab this dynamic background. Okay, it loads. All right. And I'll just change this like this. Okay, just getting set up here. Now, behaviors. I'm starting to use behaviors a lot more these days. I used to do a lot with animations, but now, I mean, behaviors will do a lot of animating with one click instead of a bunch of clicks. So if you come up to behaviors, and actually, let me show you something. No, I'm not going to show you that. Stay on topic, Rob. Stay on topic. So behaviors. If you scroll down to the bottom here, you got tremble and wiggle. Okay, they always existed. If you click on like a sliding one, okay, click sliding and drag it down. Okay, now I've got that slot that used the sliding motion to come in. You can see it's fading in and out, and then it slides off. Now to change the properties, you go up here under the sliding behaviors. The in was set to sliding from the left, and the out was sliding to the right, and the during is set to fading. So the during, if you click that, if you come down here, tremble and wiggle, they were always there because I used to use that. I still do. I did it way back when, but now I just copy and paste it for all my videos. I don't know if you guys have seen any of my videos, you'll notice that after my 10-second intro, I have the Camtasia logo popping up and it just kind of floats there a little bit. I use the wiggle behavior to do that. Sliding, but then I chose wiggle, okay? So, but let me just delete that sliding one. But now, instead of doing that, you can just grab wiggle and drag it down. So it's like a preset, okay, that's up here. And then you can come up here and you've got the in, the during, and the out, just as before. And the during, again, you can, right, you can change it to any other one that you want if you want. And maybe you want none. But anyway, so, and what's the, so yeah, when you drag the wiggle one down, there is no in motion by default and no out motion, but you can. I mean, you can have it bounce in, fade in, fly in, whatever. Let's just save it, let's just keep it at nothing right now. And the during, let's just play it so you see what it looks like. It's very subtle, okay? Let me throw a, no, I'm not gonna do that. Again, stay on topic. Let's just go through these. So if you want it, you can drag it back and forth to kind of see how it's moving around. If you want it to move around more, you just play with all these things here. The X offset and the Y offset are the two ones that mean it'll go farther. Okay, see that? If you want it to do it faster, you play with the frequency one. Okay, let's drag that up. Okay, that's crazy fast. I usually drag, so I think 1 is what it started at. Well, Control Z, 1, yeah. I usually change that to 0.5 if I want to, trying to achieve a floating motion, right? Like floating on the water in my intro, for example. And so that's just a light, you know. Oh, and I've got the X and Y offset up. If I actually had something, so rotation, you're not going to notice the rotation because it's a circle, of course. So if I dragged a square here, right, and I go to behaviors and put the wiggle on that one, okay, you can see this, it's kind of moving, not very much because I didn't make the adjustments. Let's go way up with the X and the Y. Then we have this, okay, and if you add to the rotation, you get this, okay. Scale, you can have the scale wiggle. So it's going in and out, kind of hard to see. Let's go way up with that, just max it out, see what it does. Okay, just kind of like, it's kind of random. Loop time, nuance, what is that? Nuance, never really played with that one. Anyways, you can play with those at your own time, but it's kind of fun, gives some extra motion, and these can be applied, these behaviors can be applied to anything. So I've been applying them to these callouts, but I mean, you could apply it down here to that video if you want, right? Now the whole video is moving. You know, maybe if you want to dial the frequency way up and have it going fast, maybe you can get the, in fact, I should make a video about that. Excuse me. Camera shake that just kind of popped into my head. We could use this wiggle or the tremble, and they're very similar, to kind of mimic camera shake, right? If you wanted to get that look in one of your videos. Thank you, Carlos. And now I've got a runny nose. So yeah, so that's those are the two new ones. You got wiggle and tremble. If I, let's bring this back here, make it a little bit bigger. Let's shorten this so you can see it. And let's bring the tremble one down just to see what the difference is. Just a faster, I think it's just a faster version of wiggle, and the during, there are less things to manipulate. Vertical, rotation, horizontal, you can still, yeah, all kinds of, yeah, much faster. So tremble looks to be a much faster version of wiggle. So maybe tremble might be the better one to use to try to get that camera shake effect. Okay, so there you go. Those are two new behaviors. Those wiggles can make a guy seasick. Yep, they certainly can. Behave yourself a little, Austin Powers. Where have I've missed a few. Click sound is not new. Okay, saw that. A lot of improvements from when I used version 1 in '04. Wow, that was quite a while ago. Yeah, yeah, it's totally new now. Back then, it used to be just screen recording, really. There wasn't much in terms of editing that you could do. What is the target and wrap function in the cursor panel that you shared? Oh no, what did I do? In the cursor panel, sorry, just 1 second. I'll be right back. I can blow my nose off screen here. All right, bloopers and all. The target and wrap, I don't remember seeing that. I'm sorry, you're going to have to remind me. In the cursor panel that I shared, so if I come back here, and we were here looking at the cursor effects, and with the behaviors, okay, I think so it must be in here somewhere. Oh, here we are, target and wrap. Okay, sorry, gotcha. I've never really used those. They aren't new, but it's just, so warp. Sorry, you probably said warp too. I read wrap, but basically if you drag the warp down, okay, that's going to warp, I don't know if you can tell, left click warp. Oh, okay, so when you click, it distorts the screen. It's another way to indicate that you've made a change. You've clicked. The warp and the target. So target, you get those green rings that come out, and you can probably change the color when you clicked. So that was Camtasia's way of indicating, oh, a click just happened, because it never had the scaling. So my advice would be to use warp, target, or scaling, but probably not all of them, and probably not even 2 of them. You just whatever look you're going for, whatever look makes the most sense for you, I'd choose that one. So warp, target, or scaling. And so that's warp. I don't know if you can tell, but right there, see it kind of changes a little bit. And if you have warp selected, you can change the intensity and the duration, how long it stays warped for. Okay. And if let me just delete that one and bring target down. There, it just shows up when you click. And if I leave it, if I leave the playhead right there, what can we change here? The size, the rings, the number of rings, the duration, how long they stay, and show effect before click. So it doesn't animate, I guess. Maybe you want to just, no, it doesn't animate, right? It just shows, if you want the animate, then you use the rings option, right? This one up here, okay? So that's what those are. Okay, Adam says those functions are not in Camtasia 2023 Windows version, so they are new to me. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, very good. Yeah, there are some differences between Camtasia for Windows and Mac, and it's hard to keep track of what all the differences are. I didn't realize they weren't in Win. So are they there? So they are there now? Maybe you can confirm that they've added those to the Windows version. Okay, so yeah, where are we now? Have the audio, okay, so Majora, have the audio effects improved at all this update? I haven't seen anything about updating the audio effects, no. I think more of TechSmith's time on the audio side of things is being spent with Audiate, their other software, which is being more tightly integrated with Camtasia over time. So no, there's only a few or a couple little things you can do with audio in Camtasia. I don't actually use any of those. I do all my audio editing outside of Camtasia anyways. But no, there's no new audio enhancements or effects added to this version. To answer your question. Okay, William Bell, my bad, GIFs. I meant transparent image sequences. I must have missed something. Oh, I kind of went back here a little bit. LOL, welcome to allergy season. Funny thing, I'm actually allergic to cats. Is she even still? Oh yeah, she's up in her house now. I don't know if you can see me. See, she's up in there. She is right in there. Yeah, I'm allergic to cats. Not bad, but just gets annoying sometimes. Carlos, hello Carlos. Does 2024 version of Camtasia have any automatic features for cross-fading audio when two media overlap? That's a very good question. I don't believe so, no. And I don't know if you can do that in Audiate either. Yeah, no, the way I do that is, and you probably know, it'd be over a couple of tracks. So if I just share here, let me here. We'll go into visual effect. No, we'll go into media, Camtasia assets. Let's go down to where's music? Music. Okay, and again, if you click on search here, make sure free assets only is selected. Okay, I don't have a subscription to Camtasia assets, so I just want to see the free one. And I'll just grab 2 pieces of music here. So you got one here, okay, and it's downloading, and that is okay. And I'll bring another one down. I'm going to have to fix my scale here. Let's cut these off, make them shorter. Put one over here. So I've got this music and this music. Okay, and if you want to fade between the two of them, the way I do it, so actually let's do this. Let me try something. There might be a way. If I just go to transitions and grab the fade transition, I went to my favorites because I know that's where it is. Transitions, as you know, there are a ton. And oh, by the way, there are a ton more now. With how many did they say they added? 19 new transitions. We'll get to those. And I'm not going to go over all 19 of them. But if you you grab a fade transition, no, you can't. I thought maybe you could put a fade transition on this and have that work, but it does not. So the way I would do that is like this. Drag one, put them on 2 different tracks, overlap them, go to audio effects, fade that one in, and go fade out to that one, and then you'll get this. Okay, so if you want them to overlap longer, just kind of stretch that out and move these audio points around. Okay, but yeah, and that takes up 2 tracks. But again, once you've done that, you can just highlight them both, right click, and group. Okay, and now it's all grouped together. All right, let me just undo that. Hopefully that helps. That's a little trick. I've done that before, but right. So yeah, fade the first out and the second in, then overlap them a bit, putting them on different tracks. 100%, you've got it. But yeah, it would be nice if there was a better way, like dropping like an audio transition, right? Would make sense if you could drop one of those on them and then fade them together. I can't see that being all that difficult. Well, I'm not a developer, but that seems to me to be a reasonable request. If you put that in as a feature request to TechSmith, they would probably, I bet you they would add that if enough people asked for that. Oh, what are we doing here? Adam, did you select the left click tab? Oh, okay, you're talking about the Okay, no. Oh my God, great call. Okay, so does that mean that Warp and Target are in the Windows version? That's what I think you guys are talking about there. Creating and adjusting audio automation points is actually incredibly annoying if you often resize clips. Audio transitions, crossfades is a must if you use a lot of music or sound effects. Yeah. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I don't think I haven't done. I add sound effects, but I don't go overboard. I shouldn't say overboard. Some of the best videos on YouTube are the best because of their audio mixing, the time people spent designing the sound effects and putting that all together. And I know a lot goes into that, fading things in from one to another, and probably even changing the curves of how they fade from one to another. That gets kind of complicated. And text or Camtasia doesn't really do that, but it would be nice if they added some ability to do that for sure. I totally get that. And one thing I just wanted to check, because I don't think this is, if I wanted to drag this to the side, yeah, no. Here's a suggestion, Camtasia, if you're listening, I'm going to throw this one out there. And you guys can agree with me or not, but if I show you my screen here, so we're talking about these audio points, these right here, audio points. You can add new audio points by right-clicking, add audio point, right? Right-click, add audio point, and then you can move them around, up and down, across, whatever. You want to drag it down like that. That's how you change the volume. But one thing that I wish they added, and I don't blame them for not, because I've never actually asked them to add this, but I often will want to move one of these points sideways, but I don't want to move it up and down. This point might be at 100% and this is at 100%. And if I drag this, if I want to make it over here, then I'm going to, it might fall down or up. I wish you could, like in the canvas, you know how in the canvas you can hold shift down as you're dragging left or right or up and down, and it forces it to stay horizontal or vertical. I wish you could do that with audio points. Hold shift down, and while you're dragging, you won't lose any vertical, right? Or if you wanted to drag it up and down and not, move sideways, hold shift and force it. That's what I'd like to see. Let me know if you guys agree. I agree with you, Rob. Make an audio version for the fade transition. Yes, that would be nice. Ed, I'm not sure if you ever saw that before. Oh, the warp. Yeah, they've hidden it in there. You got to click that left button there, right there. Easy Roller. Is there any way to reduce the exported file size? Yes, there is. That's not a new thing to 2024 though. But what you would do, let's say I was going to export this file, okay? Click on export, local file, come down here to, okay, so this is gonna look different depending on whether you're on a PC or a Mac, okay? This is kind of the Mac file saving system, Finder it's called. It's file manager on a PC, on a Windows PC. So what you would do if you're on a Mac, come down to options, and I believe it's the same thing in PC. There's an options somewhere. Click on that, and in here you can modify your settings. So what you would do in this case is change your data rate. I've got it set to automatic. You can change that to custom and then modify the kilobits per second. If your file size is too big, then try lowering your kilobits per second. And then re-render or re-export and see if there's much of a difference. Okay. Sometimes when I used to use the Windows version, it was a percentage scale that I used to use, and I know once you got up over 74%, I think it was, it said any increase beyond that point, you're not going to see an increase in quality. You're just going to see an increase in file size. So that was always the max that I set it at in Windows, 74%. And if some of my customers if I sent them a file and they say, hey, this is way too big, I would go in there and I would lower that, and I would lower it maybe even to 50%. And even at that point, I didn't typically see much of a difference, if any. It would depend on the type of video. But certainly for screen recordings like this, I don't think you would see much of a difference. The only time you may see a bit of a difference if you lower the bit rate is, let's say you have a very dark scene where you could hard to see the people that are in the scene. It's dark background, and the blacks, and maybe there's all kinds of different shades of black, right? You may start to see the lines of those different shades if you drop your bitrate too low, right? If you want it to be a more smooth gradient, then you would have a higher bitrate. So you can try that to lower your file size. And again, it would look similar but different if you use a Windows PC. Okay. I'd love more sound effects like reverb built into the program, unless it's a feature in Audiate. It might be a feature in Audiate. I have not really used, I shouldn't say really, I haven't used Audiate. I might have had a free trial like a year or two ago. I don't remember, but yeah, no, that would be cool. They may not though. They may, like I said, they're moving more towards integrating Camtasia and Audiate tighter together, and bundling them together for a cheaper price may be something that's in the future. I don't 100% know. I know they're going to be coming out with more bundling options like over time. And actually, for those who don't know, if you are a member or if you are an owner of Camtasia already, then you've probably seen these emails. June 12th, I believe it is. So that's next week, right? Yeah, next week. They're going to have a live event that anybody can attend, and they're going to basically talk about the future of Camtasia, what's coming. So they're probably going to talk about the subscription model that's coming, and bundling options and things like that, and the fact that Camtasia 2025 is coming out in October or thereabouts, somewhere around then. Q4 of 2024, 2025 will come out. So yeah, mark that on your calendars if you want to check that out. June 12th. I'm gonna be there. Well, I'm gonna be watching it just like you guys can. Okay, so keep that in mind. Carlos, I love the video you made teaching us to make a video with two Robs in the room. Okay, yeah, my cloning video. I wonder how cool and stunning would be if a second Rob opened your door and offered you a paper towel. If that happened, I'd be shocked. Camtasia's not that good yet. That would be funny. Can't make that happen live though. I wonder if there's a way to do that. No, I can't do that live. I could record a version of myself and then I can be live and add that recording on as an overlay, maybe. Maybe something I'll do in the future. Lisa says, do most folks buy Camtasia assets or is something else better? I don't know the answer to that. I can only speak from my personal experience. I don't have experience with Camtasia assets because I don't subscribe to it. I haven't. And the only reason that is because I've gotten used to what I've been using for years. Okay. For years, I used to use story blocks. Actually, it used to be called video blocks and audio blocks, right? So video blocks for footage, videos, audio blocks for music and sound effects. And then they combined, the same company combined, and it's called story blocks. But then about 2 years ago, I think it was, I switched to a different service, Motion Array. So motionarray.com, I actually have a link to that below. I used that when I was kind of tinkering around with DaVinci Resolve, which is another video editing software that I don't use that much anymore, but I have used it. It is a lot more complicated than Camtasia, but it would be, well, if you really want to get into color grading and stuff, there's so much you can get into with that. But anyways, it has DaVinci Resolve templates. It also has Final Cut Pro and Premiere Pro templates. But in addition to that, it has a huge library of music and a nice way to search for different kinds of music, and also sound effects, and also footage, like video footage. If you're making a video and you need B-roll, you want to have a video of, I don't know, two people, maybe a guy and a girl in a business meeting in front of a laptop. You just search for man, woman, laptop, business, and search, and it'll give you a whole bunch of things to search for, and then you can download them for free if you subscribe to Motion Array, right? It's a service. So yeah, there's Motion Array. There is, for footage, well, Story Blocks is one I used to use. Again, it might even be bigger, but it's more expensive. Excuse me. So Camtasia Assets it competes with those. I was already used to Motion Array, so I haven't switched to Camtasia Assets. I may in the future. And Camtasia is integrating their assets into Camtasia very well, like through the media bin. So they're making it even easier to do that. So if you go into the media bin here, media, and okay, so with this clicked, this is where all your files are, okay, in your project. If you click on this, here, let me click this back arrow. This is Camtasia Assets. So in here, there's all kinds of titles. You can click See All. So all kinds of titles you can click and drag into your project, okay? Excuse me. So, and then there's footage. That's where I got that video of New York City. You know, you can click See All. So you see all the different footage. And you can search. So, I don't know, business man. Okay, there you go. But now if you see this word premium, the ones that have premium written on them are only available if you subscribe to Camtasia Assets. Okay, so they tend to be better, but if you just want to search through the free ones, you click this drop down arrow here and click free assets only. And actually there are none with businessman. So if I just remove the word man, just say business, and see what we get. So it's pretty limited what you can get through the free version. So let's go laptop, see what we get there. There's just one. If I click this drop arrow and I take this check off for laptop, there's a lot more, but they're all, all paid for. They're all available in the subscription. So what happens is if you try to drag one of these onto your project, you get this pop-up. Subscribe now, right, to Camtasia Assets and so on. Okay, so yeah, if you don't have a service, then check out Camtasia Assets. Well, if you use my link, you'll get a 10% off if you choose Camtasia Assets. But you may also want to check out Motion Array or Story Blocks. And there are other ones. I can't think of them off the top of my head right now. So yeah, so there you go. But I don't know what most folks use. That's just what I have used. Sybil, speaking of audio volume levels, I wish you could type the % rather than dragging. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. It's cumbersome to enlarge a track to get it to hit more %. Yeah, no, I agree. That's a very good suggestion. Carlos used Envato Elements. Yes, of course, that's another one where you can get, if you have a subscription to Envato Elements, you can get footage and music and whatnot there as well. Great, thanks. I'll try it. Subscription model. I'm not sure what you're referring to. You can get Camtasia via a subscription model, yes. Right now you can either buy it with a perpetual license or you can subscribe to it for a lower upfront cost, but it's annual, okay? If you would rather pay more to own it and then have a lower maintenance fee annually, then you can go the perpetual license, but that's gonna disappear in October once they release Camtasia 2025. Right now you can get it either way, but starting in with Camtasia 2025, the subscription model is going to be the only way to get Camtasia. But you would still have the software on your computer, you download it, it just won't work if your subscription expires. You'd probably end up getting watermarks on your exports, I would think. Or maybe you can't even, I don't know. Adam says, I have used Camtasia Assets and it's faster than importing from Storyblocks or Envato. I like how fast and easy it is to just import directly versus downloading then inserting. Good point. Before, I don't know when they started integrating it with Camtasia, but before that, you used to have to go to the TechSmith's website and their assets page and download it and then import it. But now, yeah, it's integrated very nicely, and I know they'll get a lot of people subscribing to it just for that ease of use, right? That's worth something right there. So even if Motion Array or Storyblocks or Envato, even if they are cheaper than Camtasia assets, I don't know if they are or not, I don't know, but even if they are, there's value to being able to just importing it directly from your media bin, right? So there's a value to that. So it should cost more. Fulvio, hi Rob from Naples, Idiot. Like your great job, I think you meant to say. Welcome, Fulvio. Thanks for stopping in. David Preston, there's a lot of good YouTube music videos. Anyone can separate the audio from the video. Can you use the YouTube audio as background for your videos? I'd be careful with that, only because you may not know where they got it from. Okay, so it depends what you're doing with your video. If you're going to be uploading your video to YouTube, then you want to make sure that you have the license to use that music. Okay, so if you subscribe to Camtasia Assets or Motion Array or wherever you get your royalty-free music from, that typically comes, and I'm pretty sure that's the case with Camtasia Assets, that comes with the rights for you to upload that to YouTube, okay? If you ever have a problem with, now I can't speak to Camtasia Assets, I haven't used it, but I know with Motion Array, if I ever have a problem, like let's say I upload it with background music and YouTube says, oh, that's a copyrighted music you've used, you can't monetize this video anymore or now. I have received that message, but it was a mistake. So there's a form you can fill out. You say, hey, no, I got this from Motion Array and I have an account with them, and oh, here's my username, and here's a copy of the license. And then within 24 hours, YouTube says, oh, sorry, yep, you're right. And then, the copyright strike is removed. If you stripped music out of a YouTube video, you may not know where that came from. Even if it did come from a royalty-free source like Motion Array, if you're not the one that has an account with them, it's not free for you to use. So you may get the copyright strike, whereas the person that used the video in the first place did not, because they have a license to use it. Does that make sense? So I don't know how YouTube knows who. I think they keep track. So when I got that strike and then I resolved it, my guess is somewhere in my account with YouTube, they have a note saying, oh yeah, no, this guy, he has an account with them. So anytime something comes in from them, I'm sure it's all automated, we won't give a copyright strike to him. But if you're new with YouTube and you upload something and you don't have a license for it and you get a copyright strike, you probably have no way of removing that because you don't have a license for it. And then that might go on to your account saying, no, this guy doesn't have the rights to use music he tried to upload. In the future, we're going to check all his uploads. Okay, I'm just guessing. I don't know, but that's kind of the way I think about it. So be careful. That's all. My only point was be careful about just stripping music from other people's YouTube videos and using that because you don't know where it came from. You don't know if you have a license to use it. Yeah, so that's that. William Bell says agreed. Not sure what you're agreeing to, but I agree too. Lisa says thank you. Jason, do you know if your link is one time or use, or can we use it for Audiate and assets as well? You can use it for Audiate and assets as well. Anything that TechSmith sells on their site, I believe, you can use it for. So you can use it to buy perpetual license or the subscription, Audiate, Camtasia, ScreenFlow, Snagit, assets, Camtasia assets, Snagit assets. I don't even know if they're the same thing or not, but yeah, that link should work for all of them. And if you click that link, I believe the code automatically goes, I think it takes you right to the cart page with the code already in place. If you then have the wrong thing in the cart, you can navigate to products and find exactly what you want, right? And that code will apply to whatever you add to your card. William Bell, embarrassing. How to create a simple color rectangle background for transparent image. How to create a simple color rectangle background for a transparent image. I think if you want to, so a rectangle, you would go to annotations and click shapes up here. You can limit the styles if you want. I usually just keep that to all. And there's several different rectangles in here. Okay, here's one. So click and drag it on there. And then if you want to use that as a background, just fill the screen like that. There's your background. So that's one way of doing it. Another way, if you want, so this is just a solid color, you can then come over here and change the color, whatever color you want, or bring up the color wheel and, whatever color you want. Okay, that's how you would do that. You can also go to visual effect, no, not visual effects, go back to media, and here, I got to click this back arrow, Camtasia assets, and under dynamic backgrounds, you can come in here and use any of these for backgrounds. And dynamic backgrounds load from Camtasia, and then see how they're dynamic as you move the playhead? Okay, and you can change all the colors. I'm going to get into that in just a second because the dynamic backgrounds, I'm here now. Dynamic backgrounds, there's a whole lot more properties you can change. That's my understanding with dynamic backgrounds. So all these different colors you can change them to whatever you want, right? Change the the midpoint of where the animation is happening, the speed. Okay, the skew. Oh, that's more for the whole thing. But yeah. And here's something cool. If you want to add a little bit more to that, go grab an animation. Okay, let's rotate that 360 degrees. So basically it went all the way around. See, like that. Let's scale this up 300% there and here. 300. Is that enough? That might be too big. 200 and 200. Just didn't quite get all the corners, but anyways, and then you can stretch that out, right? Just something else cool that you can do with your backgrounds. Okay, you can combine things like that in Camtasia quite easily and get some really cool effects. So that I like kind of playing around with those. And in fact, that's the next thing I had on the list here. Whoops. Right here, dynamic backgrounds. So apparently there are 57 new ones. And not only are there new ones, but there are, like I mentioned, all these properties. Okay, so if we go back to, oh, sorry, show this here. If I go back to media and so here so there's all kinds of new ones. What did they say, 57? 57 new dynamic backgrounds. That's a ton. And now watch what you can do. Now here's one that I use. I'm going to delete these. Here's one I used in the intro, if you guys were here at the beginning. Okay, see that? That's a cool, but now look what you can do with this. If we come over here, dynamic properties, look at all this. Terrain speed. So if you dial that up, right, you get more of a wave. Walking speed, that's this. Turning speed, you can have it rotate. The height, you get, camera height, look at that. Camera tilt, thickness. Let's bring the camera height down so we can see these. All these different things you can change. The contrast, lighting angle, right? You've got this spotlight effect on it as well. Okay. So that's dynamic property. Then you got your color tones. Okay, so we can change the color tones. You got 2 colors you can assign. Like that. I mean, you could have some, you could get lost in this stuff. You could have some fun with it and create some, you can really dial these into your brand, right? And let me see here. Yeah, so if you find one that you like, then you can kind of, you can save it, add to your library right here, right? So yeah, that's what yeah. So that's just one, and there's 57 new ones. Like, there's all kinds of them. What's that? Digital clocks. What can you do with that? Speed, start. Cool. Anyway, a lot, and that's designed to be a background. Opacity, you can change the opacity like that, right? And you can combine backgrounds, right? All kinds of neat. So, anyways, I'm not going to go through all 57 of those, but yeah. So that's that. Let me just quickly. Is Camtasia Assets the same as the subscription? No. You can subscribe to Camtasia, and you can subscribe to Camtasia Assets. They're 2 different things. If you've bought Camtasia, then you don't need to subscribe to Camtasia. You already have it. And then for anybody who has bought Camtasia, the perpetual license, whether it was 10 years ago or today or anytime up until this coming October, then in order to stay current with Camtasia, you need the maintenance package. That's how you up. Now, when you first buy Camtasia, you get the maintenance package free for the first year. Okay, that means any upgrades that happen within your first year, you get those upgrades for free. After your first year, to keep getting updates, you need to get the maintenance package renewal. Okay, so if you've bought the software and you know you want to keep using it, don't stop paying for the maintenance upgrades. Every year you want to renew that. And I think that renewal is higher now than it used to be, but it's not going to be an option. So if you let that expire after October and then say November, they come out with a new version and, oh man, I love this version, I want this. Well, your only option is going to be now to become a subscriber of Camtasia, okay? Because you let the maintenance lapse, okay? So just keep that in mind. I pay for the annual maintenance fee. Perfect. That you should keep. If you like Camtasia, you should keep doing that. Don't stop doing that, because if you stop, then you will have to subscribe annually, and that's, I don't know what it is, $200 a year instead of $100 a year, something like that. Okay. But subscription is a great option if you want to have a lower upfront cost, and it's going to be your only option eventually. Rob, it seems like TechSmith chose the C captions as the leading feature and improved some secondary effects in order to show a more radical revamp in October with Camtasia 2025, probably with more AI. That could be. I haven't gotten to the dynamic captions yet. That is huge. Like, I love that, and I'll get to that shortly. I can probably go through a lot of these a little quicker soon, but oh, what am I doing here? Changing the size. Oh, what am I doing? Okay, I'm messing that up a little bit. But yeah, that could be. They may. I know they're coming out with 2025. In the fall, I think October, yeah, so they may have some new stuff there, and I think they're probably going to continue to tweak what they've released this time as well, based on feedback they get from you and I. Here, I'm just going to make this a little smaller here and move this. Ben says, Rob, I think David meant the YouTube audio library. In it, there's a lot of free assets you can use, and with the proper credits, you are okay. I'm sorry, you're probably right. That's probably what he meant. Although he did mention about stripping out music from other YouTube videos. But yes, if you go into YouTube, your YouTube studio, there is a library of music there that you can use for free. 100%, definitely. You won't find as much choice there as you would with Camtasia assets or Storyblocks or Motion Array. But definitely you can get music from there, and sound effects too, I believe. Wow, Rob, Camtasia 2024 is awesome. Just downloaded it. Even added all my library without me having to do it. Yes, I was pleasantly surprised about that too. We used to have to move it over in the old days. Right. Looks like Rob will have a lot of new videos to make. Yes, I will. And that's cool because I like doing it. If you have 2023, do you need to uninstall it prior to after installing 2024? No, you do not. And I suggest you don't uninstall it, just in case whatever you're trying to do in 2024, there's a bug and it crashes or whatever. My advice is to continue using 2023 if you've already started with that on an existing project. If it's an important project, I would finish that project with 2023. But you can have both softwares on your computer at the same time, 2023, 2024. You just have to be careful, like on a Mac where I have icons in my toolbar. The icon for Camtasia doesn't say that it's Camtasia 2023 or 2024, right? If I have a shortcut on my desktop, it would. I just go into my applications folder and I click Camtasia 2023 or 4, whatever. Okay, I should probably try to speed this up, eh? Because it looks like I've only just begun. Oh, okay, just, are you using Camtasia to do this live or another software? I'm not streaming with Camtasia, but I'm demonstrating Camtasia here. This is Camtasia, but streaming software I use is Ecamm Live. Okay, and I think that was mentioned here. Are you using OBS for the live stream? No, I'm using Ecamm. I have used OBS. I think my live streams back in March, February, March, maybe 1 or 2 in April of this year, and everything before. Well, no, not everything before that. Of this year, I used OBS. Before that, like if you go back 2 years. I used StreamYard back then. That's a service, a browser-based service. But right now I'm using Ecamm Live. It's only available for the Mac, but I love it. I love the fact that you can display chat messages like this easily. There's workarounds that allow you to do that in OBS, but it's kind of clunky. It's kind of hard. And I kind of forgot how to do it. And anyways, if you watch some of my earlier live streams, you'll see the trouble I had with that. StreamYard allows you to do that. They have a neat way to do that as well. So, and Bernard, yes, says he uses Ecamm. Yes, I do. Lucas says, maximize your Medicare. You never need to uninstall previous versions, right? Better to leave them installed in case there are problems with the new release. That's correct. Okay. The answer is no. Okay, what are you doing, Kat? No, come here. Out here. She goes behind my computer and then stuff starts falling. Next thing you know, I'll be kicked off the internet. So just stay there. Okay, where are we? Oh man, check out the captions functions now available. It feels like Descript a bit. Yes, I'm getting to that. But yeah, it's cool. The dynamic captions are, and this is just the beginning. I'll tell you that. They rolled it out. They showed us. I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome. Because anyways, I will get to it. But with the dynamic captions, they just make it so easy. And it's AI, right? It transcribes for you as well. And then you can make TikTok videos look like TikTok videos, right? Make a reel or a short and have the captions with the, with the background moving as you speak. It's awesome. It's awesome. And I will get to that shortly. Ecamm is what it was. Yeah, go to captions, then the tab to the top right. That's right. You're stealing my thunder there, Adam. The link will not let you get a perpetual license for Audiate or Assets. They are only offering subscriptions. Okay. Be nice if the discount was yearly then, or a bigger discount. But yeah, the discount, I think the discount with my code is probably just on your first payment. So if you subscribe to anything, it would be for your first year. Yeah. I think so. Anyways, that was just set up for me yesterday. It's a steep renewal price compared to what it was before. Okay. I ended up using a caption and removed the text, but thanks. Okay. Just what I needed. Sir, I have a simple question and a bit upset that for us in Pakistan to purchase or subscribe to Camtasia is almost $54K for us and a bit expensive. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what your currency is, but it's certainly not American dollars, 54,000. But yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not cheap, but you know, it's competitive. I think you kind of get what you pay for. I mean, there are some free tools out there, but the way Camtasia is going, for me, anyways, I think it's well worth it. I'm allergic to your cat too. Yeah, I'm gonna have to blow my nose soon again. I think she's getting bored. I might have to let her out of the office soon. Sad to hear that Camtasia will move to subscription only, especially since they don't offer regional pricing. Dollar is so expensive in my currency. Subscriptions are usually unfeasible. Okay, that's too bad. Maybe there's something they can do for you. I don't know. I don't know. But okay, we are caught up for now. Let me go quickly and show you the audio visualizers. This is something that, let me share my screen. Sec here. Let's go back here and I'm going to delete. Let's just clean this up a little bit. Just back that up a little bit. Okay, let's back that up even further. I'm just getting a little fast. Back up. There. I just Control G all the way back, so it's not too distracting, the background that I'm using. I'm going to delete that music. Bring things down here. Just doing some maintenance here. All right. So audio visualizers. Let's go to visual. No, I always go to visual effects. Go to media. Let's back out of here, and let's click on free assets only for now. We scroll down. Here are the audio visualizers. Let's click see all. Now, does that maintain the, yeah, it's still on free assets only. Now, there were a few here already, but they've added, I think, 6 more. So if I scroll down through them, you can see them all. Okay, so let's just grab one. Yeah, those ones I think were there before. So let's try grab a new one. Audio blobs. Okay, let's bring that down. Okay, and let's, with this dynamic background, let me bring the opacity down so it's not bothering us too much. Stretch this music out a little bit more. Okay. See what it's doing? So that's automatic. So as long as there's audio in your video, if you drag an audio visualizer on top of it, right, it'll basically dance to the music or the voice, right? It can be for voice as well. I have voice. So let's just make a couple. Yeah, so let's put this over here on top of this video, that recording that I made. Let's just make a couple of movements. Let's go to Asset, okay, and you can move it. Just make a couple of movements, and you can, there's all kinds of things you can change about this. Dynamic properties, they're with the dynamic backgrounds and also with these audio visualizers. So hue. So let's move the playhead so we can see it. So with hue shift, so you can change your color. Okay. Let's go there. Hue shift. Okay, you can play with it that way. So all the way over here, it's all green, or you can start shifting to different colors. Okay. Count would be how many. Okay. Assets here. Shift. So you can move it. The maximum frequency, you can turn that up, and the minimum frequency. Assets here. Opacity. You can't see it right now. So the opacity, you can change that. Feather, you can feather it. The width. So you can make it much smaller or larger, and the height. Okay, all these things. Sets here, let's drag. You can change. And you can do that with other ones as well. So that's one. You can resize it too, place it wherever you want. So maybe I want it over here. Here, let's drag this down. Okay, good for music videos as well, right? Here's another one, audio lines. I drag that one down. And with this one, let's just put it in another place. Put that down here, say. Do assets here, let's drag this. And with the lines, there's, again, all kinds of properties you can change. The color, the frequencies, all kinds of things. Okay, so audio visualizers, there's new ones. Here's another one, audio ribbons. Audio scope is kind of a cool one. We drag that one down. Watch that one. Down. Okay, a little background. And all the things you can change with this. I was playing with this one. All the colors, the glare, right? You can increase or decrease the glare. The grid, make it smaller or bigger. And the height. And the smear. Round. Image, okay. And, okay, and again, the size. Whoops. Size and location. You can change. And drag that like that. Okay, so there you go. And there's more. I won't show any more, but there's all kinds of them. Well, actually, what is next? Oh, transition. I'm going to just skip transitions for a second and go to progress bars because that's where they are. I used to make these manually, progress bars, but now you can click and drag them down onto your project. That work? Like this. Okay. Okay, a little background. Automatic progress bar. And it's dynamic, so if you shrink it or make it longer, everything adjusts, right? And you can place this wherever you want. And then over here in the properties, you can change the opacity. That's of the background. Oh yeah, that's the background and the background color. And then progress bar, basic, position, width, skew, all kinds of things you can change there, okay? And there's other ones, there's a gradient one, okay? So those are new. You don't have to build them anymore. They're there available for you. All right, so next, transitions. Whoops. Why can't I move that? 19 transitions. How are we doing for time anyways? It's almost been 2 hours. Are we still good? There's still a bunch of you here, which is awesome. So that's, you guys are being awfully patient with me. Thank you. I'm not very quick because I've been spending time answering questions, but I have no problem doing that if you guys don't have a problem either. Keep asking questions and I will answer them. So 19 new transitions and you will see those. The best way to show you that. Come up here to transitions, and yeah, I kind of wrote down where they were. Where is it? No, not there. Where are you, transitions? I got too many papers around. Oh, here we go. So just so you know, just to kind of summarize where they are, because there's so many now. There's so many. I know this is a new one here, angled sliders. And again, dynamic properties. Here, let me delete some of these things so I can show you. We don't need all of that. Here, let's say I make a cut. Let's say I make a cut here, right? And I'm going to cut something out. No, that's not the best. Here, the best way to do this is right here. Let's fade from recording to that. Let's transition from that to that. Okay? I'm making a mess here. I'm just trying to make this as easily. Best way to explain it. So, okay, I've got two things here. I've got a video, and then I got a dynamic background. Okay, if I wanted to transition, you click and you drag a transition down, and now you have this. Okay, now you saw how that happened. I can make the transition last longer, like this. Okay, and now the things you can change, come up here, you can change the colors, you can change the count, and you can change the angle. So I don't know if you guys remember, I made a, or if you saw it, I made a how to make a custom angled wipe video probably 2 months ago now. And I walked through how you could do that with like a media mat and all that kind of thing. This does something very similar, right? That's kind of cool. Now you wouldn't typically transition to a gradient like that. You'd probably go to another video. I go back here to footage, drag another piece of footage down here. Delete that. Put this up here. Okay, so to transition there, you go grab this like that. Okay, so there are 19 new ones. There are 9 in solids. So in here there are 9 new ones. And I think most of them are at the top here. And you can just kind of hover your mouse over them to see what they do. It's like a whole bunch of hearts there, I think. If you're trying to get people to like your video. That happened awful fast. Okay, that's kind of neat. So 9 solids, 6 in splits. In here, there are 6 new ones in here. And 4 in wipes. So I'm not going to be able to tell you which ones are the new. There's a 4-color wipe. That's kind of cool for branding. You'd probably put in your own colors there. I don't know for sure if this is a new one or not. It doesn't look familiar to me. So perhaps it is. And again, you can change the width of that, the angle, and you can change any of the colors. And use trim content or reverse. And you can also change the transition from up here too, right? So anyways, that's kind of cool. Next, tiling. The new tiling effect. We talked about progress bars already. So tiling is kind of fun. It's another way to get, the way I think would be the best use case that I can think of would be to create a custom background. Let's say you have a logo and you want to tile it. You can. So where, I have to remember where this was. Is it in media? Visual effects? It's in visual effects, I think. There it is right there. So tiling, let's, and you drop that onto something, right? So wouldn't make much sense to drop that there. Let me grab a logo. Logos. why don't we grab the Camtasia logo? Okay. And now if here, let's just bring this back to the beginning. If I drag this tiling down to that logo, look what happens. It's now created all kinds of them. And if we can come over here to properties, just make this a little bit bigger. Oh, thank you, Lucas. I'm sorry. How long ago did I do that? You can't see my screen. Sorry about that. Let me back up. Okay, tiling. Let's go to tiling. So I'm going to grab a logo. Let's grab the Camtasia logo. Let's actually first make it smaller. If I hold Control, that'll keep it centered. And it doesn't have to be centered though, it doesn't matter. And actually, let's just turn canvas snapping off. You can see this now, yes. And if I drag this, so tiling is in Visual Effects, and you scroll down near the bottom, it's right here. Tiling, drag it on. It creates multiple copies of whatever object you put it on. It's an effect, okay? So now, over here in Properties, you can change the scale, okay? The size, rotation, opacity, and, well, the skew, right? You can skew it like that. But now if you look on the canvas, you see these two handles? Grab one and move it. See what that does? Or stretch it away. Now let's grab this one. Same sort of thing. You can create kind of like a mosaic. And it might make more sense if this wasn't here. Let's say you had a dynamic background. Right? We can drop the scale of the actual thing down like that and move them around. All right? Now you've got that effect with a dynamic background. But in addition, what I would do, because I love to animate, is I would drag an animation on that and I would move it. Let's start, whoops. Let's start there. And then at the other end, let's go there. And now we've got this. Now, if this was going to be a background, I would probably set the easing to none. I might even make these smaller, like maybe something like that. Okay, and you can rotate it like this too. Right? And you got this. So, handy way to make a background. And if you wanted to change the opacity, also, bring that down and just make it subtle. Now you've got that. Okay, kind of neat. So that's tiling. Okay, cool. Text stroke property. Let me just take a quick drink here. The text stroke property. Whoops, what did I do? So again, I made a video on how to do this. It was dynamic captions, or well, that's what they're calling the new dynamic captions, but I made a video about a month and a half ago on how to make your captions look like they look in TikTok, right? And it was a neat way to get the stroke around. Well, you don't have to go through that anymore. So that video that I made is kind of obsolete now because now what you can do is, let's go grab some text. Let's share my screen, Lucas. I'll grab some, let's go to annotations. Actually, just go to favorites. I've got a text box here. Let's put the text here. Let's make it bigger. Hello. And so that's the, let's actually make this, here, I'll show you that deli. If whoever, I forget who was asking for a nice large font, but I told you deli was the one I liked, and there it is. So you can make that nice and big. if you don't get big enough with just moving the size, come over here to the call out and scale that up. Okay, you can make it really big. So anyways, there's our text. Now with any text you put in Camtasia, you can add a stroke without having to go through the masking and adding a border and then the alpha channel and all that stuff. Just come over here in the properties under stroke and dial up the size. Okay, change the color if you want. Oh, there we go. All right, to whatever. Change the color, opacity. Okay, so yeah, that's how you do that. And again, you could also animate that as well. Cool. See, I'm going through these much quicker now. That is the new text stroke property. Nice and handy, and you can make text look pretty snappy with that. Toolbar reordering. This is kind of a quality of life improvement thing. It's not going to affect your designs or anything, but check this out. Share my screen. See these toolbars over here? Maybe you don't like the order that they are in. Maybe you want audio effects up top. Click it and drag it. Now it's up here. I can bring it back down here. You can move your favorites wherever you want. Okay? You can reorder the toolbar now to suit your needs. So I can see that might make my job a little tougher when I'm making videos on, showing you how to do something in Camtasia. I might say, oh, go to the very top and click favorites. Well, if you've moved your favorites, then it's not at the very top anymore, is it? But anyways, that's kind of cool. 'Cause sometimes if you have a smaller screen as well, you may not, or if you are seeing more of the timeline like this, you may not see all of your tabs. You'll have to click more. Well, maybe one of these, instead of always having to click more to get to what you want, move the one you use a lot up to the top and you won't lose it. Okay, it'll always be displayed if it's up near the top. Okay, so that's one handy thing. But if you're pretty used to where your toolbars are, maybe you're fine with the way they are now. Okay, let me just, so Brian says, one thing I would love to see is in the transitions is easy YouTube style splits and zooms. YouTube videos do the splits, zooms all the time, so it'd be nice to drag and drop the effect. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what you mean by, I guess I'd probably need to see an example of what, which one you're talking about, but the transitions, a lot of them are fairly customizable, but yeah, maybe you'd have to, so I think what you're saying is you'd like more transitions, but yeah, totally, if you can explain exactly or show exactly what you're looking for, you could probably send that to Camtasia and they may add it, right? Or if you want to send it to me, you can, and I can see if there's a way that I can actually show you how to do that with the existing tools. Often there's workarounds that you can still achieve what you can dream up or what you see, but maybe there's not an obvious way to do it. So I could help with that. Next thing is, here we go, improved JKL. For those of you who don't know, JKL are shortcuts for playback. Okay, so if you're editing a video and it's like to play it, you would hit spacebar. Okay, well, another thing you could hit is L. If you look down at your keyboard, JK and L are all right beside each other. Okay, I probably should have made a graphic to show you this, but JK and L before 2024, the way they work is L would play forward, K would stop it, and J would play backwards. But in addition, if you pressed L to play forward and then pressed L again, now it'll play forward twice as fast. Press it again, it'll double the speed again to 4 times as fast. Press it again, 8 times, okay? And then if it's going 8 times as fast, hit the K, it stops. Hit the J, it'll play backwards. Hit it a second time, it'll backwards twice as fast. So it's handy for editing. If you're editing something and let's say the audio, the voiceover in the video is slow and you've got a long video and you need to do a whole bunch of edits, but you wish you could play it faster, well, now you can by hitting that L multiple times. The improved JKL in 2024, you can now hit Shift and L, and that's a half speed increase. Instead of increasing 2 times as fast, it'll only increase 1.5. Okay, so it just allows you to dial in more, and the Shift works with the J as well. Okay, so you can back it up. So if I just come here real quick, showing my screen, where is here is here. So let's just, okay, so I'm going to press L. Just make a couple of movements. Press L again. Let's go to assets here. Let's drag this down. Okay, a little background image. Okay. J. J. Let's go to assets here. Let's drag this down. Okay, a little background. So anyways, takes some getting used to. Yeah, use the Shift key with the J, K, and L, and you can have more precise control over speeding up or slowing down the playback. So that should help you with your edits. We're almost through this, but what I think was the big one is coming up. Okay, new customizable hotkey. All that is, I'm going to share my screen. If you come up to, and now this is different, so your keyboard shortcuts are in a different place depending on whether you're using a Mac or a PC. On a Mac, I would come up here to Camtasia and go down to Settings. On a PC, I believe you go to Edit, and then you go all the way down to the bottom to Preferences. Okay? So let me click on this, and then you get another window. On a PC, it looks a little different, but the same sort of idea. There are 5 tabs here. Okay, you go over to the Shortcuts tab. Now, these are where all your shortcuts are, and if you don't know, most of these can be customizable, right? You can click one. So this, let's just go export options. So here's some that you can add shortcuts. So if you wanted to export to YouTube, right? You click here and you type in your shortcut, the number 4. Okay, I don't know if that's a good idea or not. It all depends on what you're doing, but and then there's all kinds of them that are already preset. There's some that you're probably used to, like timeline editing. Split selected media is S. I know that's different. If you're using a Mac, it's probably not S for you, but if you're using a PC, it is S. That's one that I don't know why, but on a Mac, it was like a 2-key press. I forget even what it was. Command T, maybe? Or Control T? But I had been using Camtasia for years on a PC, and I got so used to S. So on my Mac, I changed I changed my shortcut for split selected media to S. Okay? And if you scroll to the bottom, timeline editing, you got a couple of new ones. Select all media at playhead. You can set a shortcut for that. Select first or next media at playhead. You can set a shortcut for that. Okay, I think those are the 2 new ones. Yeah, so, and what I also, what they've told me is that if there's anything else you'd like to see in terms of a shortcut, something you want a shortcut, some kind of action, and I can actually think of some, an action that you would like to be able to assign a shortcut to, let them know. And if they get enough votes on it, they'll add it. Okay? So, yeah, keep that in mind. Or let me know, and I'll curate a list of everything that people are asking for, and I'll tell them, look, I've been asked 10 times for a shortcut to do whatever. So we'd love it if you would. Maybe that'll increase the chances they'll add it. I don't know. So that's that. I'm going through these pretty quick now. Here we are, dynamic captions. New dynamic captions. This is cool. One second. So if you're making, well, it doesn't matter what you're doing. These will work. Let me just clean this up a little bit. I'm going to move this back here. Let's move this on top of that. What do I have going on? Just want to clean things up a little bit. Let's delete that. No, I want to keep that music. Let's keep some music. Let's delete this stuff. Let's delete that. Right click, remove all empty tracks. Let's bring this down. Sorry. I'll share my screen. I'm just cleaning this up a little bit right now. Now, let's move this out of the way. So here's a video. This here. So let's just make a couple of movements. Let's go to, I am going to take a couple things out here. The click target, the click scaling is fine. Cursor glow, we don't need that. No, let's leave that on. Control Z. Let's bring the cursor size down a little bit. Anyway, okay. There we go. Of my face here is just recording this here. So let's just make a couple. All right. Now, so I've got some audio in here. I was talking. Of my face here is just recording. All right. That's kind of funny music for this. So go to, for captions, for dynamic captions, what you're going to do is you're going to click captions here and see this new section. Now, if you're on a Windows PC, you will see two tabs at the top here because Windows also has another captioning system, sorry, the subtitling system, right? And they're both available from this one spot, I believe. But what you want to look for is the dynamic caption style, and I think it's the icon on the right, okay? Oh, my system is a bit too loud. Thank you, Carlos. I can turn that down. I have to play this so I can see which one. Couple of movements. Let's go to assets here. Let's drag this down. Okay, a little background image. How's that? Is that better? Okay. And drag that like that. Let's stop this now. Is that better? Sorry about that. Okay, yes. So all you have to do, come up here and there's several options to choose from in the dynamic captions, and all of them can be changed. So let's grab this one here. Click and drag. Watch what happens after I take my finger off. Okay, watch. Boom, done. What happened? Well, let's play this and see what happened. Of my face here is just recording this here. So let's just make a couple of movements. Let's go to assets here. What do you think of that? So what happened was, so first of all, I went too far. It didn't need to go beyond here. There's no more text here. So we can click this and drag it back to there. Okay. What it did was it used AI, analyzed the audio that was in the video, transcribed that audio, and then identified when the words were being spoken, and it's highlighting the words as they're being spoken. Okay? That's a whole lot of stuff that just happened in just a couple of seconds. The only way this works is if you drag one of these things on top of the audio. All right? Anywhere above the audio. So even up there will work. But like if you drag something over here, there's nothing. There's no audio. But if you put it here, let's drag this down. There's audio. If I move this, what happens? Drag that like that. It dynamically stop the recording. It dynamically adjusts like in real time. That's amazing. And then watch what you can do here. You can move it wherever you want. This here. So let's just make a couple of movements. Not only that, you can make it smaller. Let's say I only want, say, one word at a time. Make a couple of movements. Let's go to assets here. Let's drag this down. All right. What if we want more than one line? Drag it this way. Okay. See that? Couple of movements. Let's go to assets here. Let's drag this down. Okay. All right. You can also, so this is not changing the size of the text, but you can, it's dynamic. You can move it wherever. if you come over to the right here, you can change the font. Okay, there's my favorite deli. Let's go to assets here. All right, let's go back to one line and make it about there. You can increase the size. Oh, that's just of the stroke. Up here is the size of the text. So now maybe we want to make the box a little bit bigger. Okay. Movements. Let's go to assets here. Let's drag. All right. So now you can change the stroke size. Drag this down. The stroke opacity. Okay. The vertical spacing. Oh, there's no vertical spacing because I only have one line showing. This spacing is editable. All kinds of things. Now, here, let me back this up several. Right to here. What do you think of that? There's still a couple more things I'm going to show you. Watch what happens when I make this a little bit bigger so we can show more. Let me change the font back to this one. Size. No, I think I like that font better. Okay, watch what happens when I come down to dynamic captions, highlighting per word. You can change that to off. You can turn the highlighting off, or each word. The word color, fill. So right now it's on white. You can change that to whatever. We're just talking about the highlighted word, okay? So you can change that to green, right? And movements, let's go to assets here. All right, and you can change the opacity of that green. Stroke color, right there, that's just the inside, the highlighted word, okay? Word opacity, this is really cool. Future and past. So if I turn the opacity of future words down, watch what happens. They disappear. Maybe I just want to have it like that. Now watch. Let's go to assets here. Let's drag this down. Pretty cool. How many times have I said cool in this live stream? A lot, I think. And then past words. So this one controls the words that have already been spoken. Couple of movements. Let's go to assets here. And again, dynamic. You can add 2 lines. Click it and make it smaller like this. Maybe put it up here. Assets here. Let's drag this down. And maybe you want the past to stay a little darker like that. Here, let's drag this down. Or full on. Assets here. Let's drag this down. That's that. And then of course you can change colors, easing, the block background, opacity, all kinds of stuff. So that is dynamic captioning. I think some questions came in, so I will let me know what you think of this. I can think of some ways it can be improved. Oh no, I want to show you one more thing. With dynamic captions in place, okay, this right here, it's called the Noto Sans word box because that's what I started with. Actually, there's 2 things I want to show you. They're both cool. Let's say this is what I like. I like this. All the changes I made over here, I like it. I want to save that. Let's come up here in Properties, click this plus, add Dynamic Captions preset. Rob's. Okay. What did that do? Over here, I now have Rob's. Okay, and I can drag that anywhere. My projects. Trailer. Sorry, I'm just grabbing a video here. Grabbing another video. Let's come over here. zoom this. So this is the trailer for this live stream, okay?
In time for my weekly live stream on editing video.
All right, volume is still okay, hopefully. Now watch, so I saved this. I just created these over here. Let's click and drag this down on top of this audio. See, it's working, done.
Videos for YouTube using Camtasia. Today's show will be all about the new
How
Camtasia
cool is that?
2024,
Like, I think that is
just
so
released
cool.
Today. I've broken down the new features into 14 categories, and
And if there's music in the background, it works too.
And share my screen.
And I mean, let's say I wanted to stop it here. Let's S to split it. Let's move this over here
to demonstrate them to you. I'll also answer any questions you have as best as I can.
It stopped.
Just type your questions in. Using my link not only gives you an extra 10% off, but it also helps support me.
I think that's so cool. Anyway, like, boom, TikTok's done. Like, you can create. I used to export to CapCut to do stuff like this. Or you can take hours and mess around with captions to get something like that. I mean, imagine the work it would take to make this happen by manipulating the captions for every word as it's being highlighted. And then you have to set the timing. This is all done automatically. Okay? I think that's so cool. So there was one other thing I wanted to show you about this. Let's say it makes a mistake. All right, let's say it makes a mistake and you got to change something, like this word right here. What you do is you highlight, like click on the actual clip that has the audio in it. Look what pops up over here. All of the words. Now let's play this.
Thank you for that. The link in the description below should automatically add the discount code as it takes you.
Right? So, I mean, let's say I wanted to modify this. Camtasia's. Let's just make it capital. Camtasia's. Oh, okay. I'm using a font that's all caps anyways, so that didn't... Let's say I wanted to change the word to TechSmith. Right? Even though that's not what I said.
The link in the description below should automatically add the discount code as it takes you to Camtasia's website.
So you can edit it as well. And that's how you do that. Every word has the timing built into it. Okay? And that's how it's able to highlight it word by word as you speak. Now, is it perfect? I'm going to say the better the voiceover quality is, and the more clear the audio is, the better it will work. I haven't had enough time to play with it too much with other audio. I haven't played with it with any other audio but my own. But I think that did a pretty darn good job. And even over here, I wasn't speaking. I was more, the speaking I was doing over here was more, it wasn't a prepared voiceover. I was just speaking off the cuff. Okay, a little background image, okay, and drag that like, and it's still got it pretty darn good. I mean, the timing's pretty darn good. So anyways, I'm very excited about this. I think this is huge. I think if nothing else was added, this is worth upgrading to 2024 if I didn't have it already. So yeah, let me know what you think of this. And if you have any questions, then let me just check the chat here, because I believe there are some questions. Let's hear. Let's go. So with Joanne Banco, hello. Question. I used Ben's. Oh, sorry. One second. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. No, I think that's pretty much where we are. Okay, sorry. I used Ben Sound in a Camtasia video along with the required license code. YouTube marked it as copyright restriction. 3 other videos are the same and no problem. Help. Okay. So same thing happened to me a couple weeks ago. All I had to do was go to Motion Array. Okay, well, I'm not familiar with Ben Sound. I haven't used them, but they should have a way for you to basically report the mistake. Okay, Motion Array does. If they don't, you can report the mistake through YouTube. Okay, YouTube has a way you can basically fight the copyright restriction. And there's a form you fill out right from within your YouTube studio, and you can tell them the reason why, and if you can get a copy of your license from BenQ, copy the text of that and paste it into the form in YouTube and send that to them. And that should, if you have a valid license with BenQ and you are allowed to use it, then that should be enough to remove it. If that doesn't work through YouTube, then BenQ, I would contact BenQ. BenQ is my monitor. I would contact Ben Sound and tell them the issues you're having. I'd be surprised if they don't have a way for you to submit that through their website. They should be able to help you. Okay. Do you have to be online for dynamic captions to work? I don't think you do, because that's one thing somebody actually asked when I was in that pre-release meeting. I think that all happens on your machine. I think that is built into the software. So I don't know exactly how it works, and actually might not be a bad question to get some more clarity on that. But I don't think you have to be online for it to work. But I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Will the captions export with the video? Not necessarily dynamic, but the captions file. No. So this is what I think. This is where I think they should go with this. Because you cannot export the SRT file. There is no SRT file. I would love it if you could. Because, well, see, usually it's two different things. Usually when you use an SRT file, it's because it's for closed captioning or captions that you can turn on and off, right? So when you upload your video to YouTube, if you upload an SRT file along with it, then the viewer has the ability to press the CC button in the video to turn them on or off, okay? Those are basically their subtitles. And you can only do that if you separate them out in the separate file, an SRT file. Some systems may use VTT files, and there's other types of files, but YouTube uses SRT files. The flip side of that is, let's say you already have a transcript prepared, and an SRT file is already made of a video, and you now want to bring that text in and mess around with the text. There's no way to import an SRT file and apply this magic captioning to it, unfortunately. And I say yet because those are some of the suggestions I'm going to make. This would be awesome if you could export the SRT, and it would be awesome if you can import an SRT as well. But currently you can't do that. But again, this is like their first iteration with this. This is the first I've ever seen this in Camtasia, and I think what they've done right out of the gate is awesome. And so I think it's only going to improve, and that might be one thing they do to improve it. The other thing is, it's starting to get into the realm of competing with Audiate, I think, which is also their software. And I think in Audiate, there's also some AI voice or speech to text and things like that. So maybe there is a bit of a limit as to what they're going to do in Camtasia. So I don't know. I don't know what the future holds with the two of them, whether they're all going to be one software in a couple of years or what. But yeah, so that's where we are right now. Rob, do you know which languages are supported? Good question. A lot, actually. I think I don't want to say the main ones, but so in the meeting, they said Audiate, so whatever you can do in Audiate supports, I think, 8 languages. They said this uses a different language than that does. They believe it's 20 or more languages that are supported. I watched him do it for English and German, and it worked perfectly. So it'll do German, and I think it'll do, so I was told like French, Spanish, Portuguese, English, German, Italian, like the main European one. I don't want to say main. There's other languages. The ones that aren't as popular, maybe they don't. I don't know. So best thing I can suggest is to try it out. And I'd also be interested to know if it does any of the like the Asian languages, like Japanese or Mandarin or Korean, things like that. I don't know. But English, yes. German, yes. French, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian. Those are all yeses. Probably Dutch. Yeah, I don't know what else, but It's worth try it out. See what it does, and I'll see if I can't get a list actually of the languages it does support to know what language or what system it uses. Cool again. LOL. Yes. I'd love keyboard shortcuts for copy properties and paste properties. I use them so often, at least on Windows, they're not assignable. And they're not assignable on a Mac either. That would be good. Copy properties, paste properties. I'd also like to see copy and paste effects as well. Although if you highlight an effect, you can just use your regular Control C or Command C and then Control or Command V to paste. If you highlight an effect first and then highlight the next clip, paste it onto there, that works. But properties, you're right. That would be nice if they had shortcut keys for that. You can also edit the caption, which is really nice. Really nice indeed. Love it. Agree. I can think of a few things that I can use this for. Yeah, it's really cool. That was fast. It was super fast. Like I still can't get over it. Like that's even the like I used to subscribe to service that would help me transcribe. Trint. I used to use Trint. Back in the day when I started my subtitling service that I offered through Fiverr. Yeah, that was a big expense. And then I had to bring it into Camtasia and, mess around with the timings and all that. That is super fast. Super, super, super fast. Holy cow, those caption styles are great. Yes, they are. And I only showed one, but they're all so customizable. And they're probably even going to offer even more. And the fact that you can save them as presets so that they're right there for you next time, I think is super cool. Is the caption CC text searchable? For example, can you search for to find the places where you have an or in your audio so you can delete those sections? I don't think so. I don't think it is searchable, but I do think it tries to not put in the ums and ahs, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but I think it already tries to clean it up a little bit on its own with their AI, whatever they're doing. But searchable, that's another good idea. Another good idea. Can we add an SRT file for the captions? Not yet. No, we can't. Hopefully that's something that they're going to add. What would make captions perfect would be to create it in a different language and have the ability to export. This could be added to your YouTube video and presented in a different language. True, very, very true. But no, that's not there yet, because if they had the SRT file sorted, like if you could export an SRT, then you could probably get that translated. There are services that will do that, probably free and probably through AI. All this subtitling stuff is happening so fast, and companies like Camtasia are needing to stay on top of it because, in a couple months, I can just imagine these companies that offered these for a fee. All of a sudden, AI is doing a lot of this work, and now their services aren't. They're going to have to adapt, right? Because the services aren't needed. If Camtasia is going to do it that fast, transcribe, and the timing of every word is done that fast. It's anyways. Can you tell that I'm excited about that? Anyway, you could then make your videos in different languages. Yep. I don't think you have to wait too long. That's coming. Ben Sound is free if you use the code. It had it in show notes and even in an annotation in the video itself. Yes, did that. Thanks for your help. Okay. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I've never used Ben Sound. Is there a new way to cover a walking person's face instead of including frame by frame and manually moving it? No, there's not. That would be tracking and applying a mask to whatever you've tracked. That is not available in Camtasia. That's kind of a, it would be cool, no question. I would love to see that too, but that might be a heavy ask, but it can't hurt to send that in as a request. And I'll mention it too. Masking is something that, because I've often thought that would be good too. The speech-to-text engine is installed alongside Camtasia locally, and you do not need to be online to use it. Thank you, Clint. That's awesome. I'm glad you cleared that up. And that's what I thought, that it came with Camtasia. So yeah, perfect. Don't need to be online to use it. That's rare, actually. Most things, most software these days, you do need to be online to use it. Square Egg, I have to drop off now, but thank you, Rob, for the walkthrough of all the new features in Camtasia 2024. I'm looking forward to trying them soon. Thanks for stopping by, Square Egg. Good to see you again, and hope to see you next week. Thank you, Rob. Awesome job. This was my first time watching a live stream and enjoyed it very much. Thanks again. No problem. Hope to have you back. I do this every week. I don't go through. So typically what I do is I will review the videos I posted within the last week and take any questions that you had regarding them. Okay. And I'll also show you how I made them. I do that a lot. And any questions that come up through the week in the comment sections of any of my videos, I take note of them and I try to answer them in these live streams. So anytime, if you have any questions about any of this, let's say you go off now and you play with Camtasia 2024 for the next week and you have more questions, come back next Tuesday and ask them then. And if I don't know the answer, I will try to get it for you. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks, Rob, says Sybil. This was great. See you next week. See you next week, Sybil. Thank you for stopping in. Renee, thanks, Rob. I have to leave. Yeah, this has been a long one. We're coming up on 3 hours now. Thank you so much for this live. It was great. Looking forward to the next live. No problem. At Brian Pajak, that's why I asked about the SRT file. I use another program to search and make the SRT file. Yeah, that'll be super handy if they add that functionality. Fingers crossed for 2025, which is only a few months away, the next time they're going to have a major update. Maverick Shifu, thanks for the excellent delivery, Rob. I'm dropping off now. See you in your next live stream. Thank you for stopping in. Good to see you. Glad you enjoyed it. Malcolm, Rob, I think you have to find multitasking, and that's not including the cat. Where's the cat? Oh, she's asleep up there. I never used this camera angle at all today. I don't even know if... Yeah, there she is up there on the chair. She got fed up with me. Thanks, Rob. This was great. No problem, Brian. Thanks for stopping in. Steve, Rob, could you briefly show us the AI image creator function, please? AI image creator? I don't know anything about that. AI image creator? I didn't see that anywhere. Where would I find that? If I go, I didn't think there was such a thing. In Camtasia? Oh, are you talking about the tiling effect? Let me know if you're talking about the tiling effect. And I'll come back to that. Brian Metris says, is there a fast way to remove the inhale sounds from the videos? No, not really a fast way. That involves, that's audio editing. There may be a way, if you export your audio and then use another program, like, well, maybe you can do it in Audiate. I'm not sure. But like in Adobe Audition, you can. There are some features within that audio editing software that allows you to remove some breaths. The best way to do it is very tedious. But a fast way, no, you'd have to get into audio editing with other software, not in Camtasia. Maybe Audiate though. Check that out. See if Audiate does something about that. I am loving Cortez SA. I am loving keeping up with the news about Camtasia 2024. I am here in Brazil, in the city of Sao Paulo. Big hug. Awesome. Thank you. Big hug back. Thanks. Good. So Brazil, that's great. Jason Lowe, I know you mentioned doing the Into Camtasia series. Hope that is on the list still. Looking forward to that. Yes, it is. I'm going to do some more basic videos, like a series like that, for sure. AI might be in assets. Let me quickly go. Wait now. Okay. Tech for Seniors says AI image creator is new feature in Camtasia assets. let's go check it out, shall we? Camtasia. Oh, wait now. Okay, well, yeah, let's go. So here I am. Let's just move this here. Go to Media, Camtasia Assets, AI Image Creator. AI. Am I getting close? Maybe it's not a free thing. So now I'm looking at even the paid stuff. No, I don't see it. Let me check my comments, see if I'm missing anything here. AI Image Creator. Image. Image Creator. No, I'm not seeing it. I wonder if that's something that's only in the Windows version. Let's see now. So, okay, Steve says, describe the image and art style you want to generate incredible images in just a few clicks. All right, I am not seeing that here. Maybe it's in the Windows version and not the Mac version. I know you can do that in Canva. I've done that in Canva before, but that's not Camtasia. So it sounds like the same thing, though. You can describe in a few words what you want, and an image is created. You're gonna have to leave that one with me. I'm gonna try. I'll get to the bottom of where it is, where I can find it, and I will get back. Something I'm going to mention at next week's live stream. Okay, so apologies for that. I can't give you an answer. Audiate sort of does, but it can. Wait now. Audiate sort of does, but it can end up cutting off other words. Okay, you're talking about removing the ums and ahs, or the breaths, right? Yeah, that's with any of those automatic audio editors, like to modify audio automatically, any of those, you run the danger or the risk of it removing too much. Okay, even the good audio editing platforms like Adobe Audition, Audacity, and there's other ones. If you apply an effect too much, you start to lose the original audio as well. So it's quite a science, audio engineering and all that stuff. Yeah, AI Image Creator, describe the image. Okay, yeah, no. I'll get back to you on that, Steve. I can't find it. And maybe it's not in Mac. You have to get to assets on the web, Tech for Senior. Okay, well let me try that. If I go up here, let's just go Camtasia Assets right here. Well, let's go to Support, Resources. No, where? Product. Oh, here we go. Camtasia, Assets for Camtasia. That's what I'm looking for. Images. Oh, here we go. AI Generator. Experience a new way to create incredible images in just a few clicks. Oh. Let's give this a shot, shall we? Let's click on this. Experience a new way to create incredible images in just a few clicks. Describe the image and art style you have in mind. I don't know. Make an image of a cat lying on a chair, asleep, in a cartoon style. I don't know. What do you think of that? Let's see what. So the size, you can set the size. The quality, let's go HD. Why not? Natural or vivid. Just go natural. Generate. Premium users only. There's your answer. So it looks like I need a subscription for Camtasia assets to get access to this, and I don't. So there's your answer. So yeah, if you have Camtasia for assets, that sounds pretty cool, and that actually gives you some samples of the kinds of things you can look to expect. And as I also mentioned, if anybody has Canva, they also have something similar if you have their pro version, which I do. Yeah, all these image generating things are becoming more and more available, accessible, and packaged with other things. So if that's the sort of thing you're looking for, to be able to generate like that, would take forever to draw, or I mean, you need talent to be able to draw something like that. If you can have AI generate something like that for you, that could be a huge time saver. So there you are. We got to the bottom of it, but I don't have Camtasia for assets, so I can't show you anything more than that. Matthew Niederberger says AI image creator will be released later. Just spoke to their customer service rep. Okay, cool. So it looks like it's already available on the website, but by released later, maybe they mean you'll be able to get to it directly from within Camtasia. That would be cool. Carlos says this feature is for Snagit, I presume. You could probably use it for Snagit as well. Absolutely. The Pro plan includes AI translated scripts and captions, AI generated stock avatars. Coming soon. Very good. Awesome. Yeah, the new Pro plan, I believe, is a bundle with Camtasia and Audiate. So, yeah, that might be useful for some people. I used the image creator for Snagit yesterday. Okay, very good. Awesome. Steve says, thank you. But I have Snagit assets. Okay, same sort of thing. Pictory works great with the ums and the SRT file. Okay, there you go. Pictory for those who looking for SRT file help. It's shown as new on their feature page at the link above. Okay, I missed that. Trying again, and greetings from the Netherlands. Seems that TechSmith has removed all maintenance options for Camtasia. Everything has moved to full price yearly like Audiate. Your thoughts? Well, let me just move this down. I did talk about the new pricing model a little bit already, but I can talk more about it now. So my understanding is they haven't removed it yet, but they're going to in October. If you click on something to buy something on the TechSmith website now, you may be first sent to the subscription model buy page. But you can still get the perpetual license that you pay a larger amount for, but you keep it forever. And if you want upgrades, you pay a smaller annual maintenance fee. Okay? Those are your two options right now. Perpetual license plus smaller maintenance fee after your first year, or smaller subscription fee, but it's more than a maintenance fee. Okay? Yeah. And they're going to offer both for this period of time. It's kind of like this window here. But by the time October comes around, when Camtasia 2025 is coming out, they're going to get rid of the perpetual licenses and maintenance fee option, unless you already have it. Okay? If you already have a perpetual license and you're paying the maintenance fee every year to stay up to date, then they will allow you to continue to do that. Okay, you'll be grandfathered in. As long as you buy your perpetual license before they remove that as an option in October. Okay, so you have a little bit of time left if that's what you want. That's where I'm at. I bought it, 12 years ago, Camtasia, and I pay the annual maintenance fee. Now, if you did buy it whenever, years ago or recently, and you've been paying the maintenance fee, if you stop paying the maintenance fee and you're no longer an active maintenance plan subscriber, When they get rid of it in October, you will not be able to re-sign up for that. That option will be gone for you. So the only way to keep that option going is, if you're on it now, don't let it expire, because that's the cheapest way you're going to be able to keep Camtasia for the long term. Okay? So that would be the best case. If you've bought it before, you've already got it, and you're paying the maintenance fee, don't stop paying the maintenance fee, because as soon as you do, then the only way to get upgrades is then to become a full subscriber, and now it's at the higher rate. It's higher than the maintenance fee is. Okay? Does that make sense? Hopefully that made sense. My thoughts, sorry, you asked what my thoughts were. Everything's moving subscription. Everything is moving to the subscription model. It's just the way of the world right now. And it's not a money grab thing. Like some people think, oh, they're going on subscription. That means I got to pay every year. You know, they just want more money, blah, blah, blah. That's not really it. When it comes to software, software has to be updated constantly. Okay? There's a cost to that. That costs money. That costs somebody money. In this case, Camtasia, to keep it up to date, it costs Camtasia money. So they've been able to handle those costs with the maintenance fee, right? But more and more people are not wanting to pay the big bucks to buy software. They'd rather just kind of rent it or subscribe to it at a lower fee. But if they do that, they're going to have to make up those costs somewhere, and they got to do it with the subscription fees that are higher than the old maintenance plan was. So does that kind of make sense? And because software has to be updated so often, and with AI and things moving so fast these days, and new things coming on board so often, the only way to stay up to date is to keep throwing money at development. Keep on top of all this stuff. If OpenAI comes up with a new thing and Camtasia can integrate with it and put that into their software, they need to pay developers or hire new ones maybe to make that happen. That costs money. So if they want to stay relevant with respect to all the other video editing software out there, they have to pay that money, and so the result is subscription model. It's more of a steady income stream too for the company, and it allows them to stay on top of updates and keep the software up here instead of falling behind. So I'm all for it. I'm lucky enough to be on the perpetual plan now, and I'm not ever going to give up my maintenance fee. Now that's not to say that maintenance prices won't go up in the future. I think the way they word it is, it's not like a cost of living, but over time there'd be natural increases in that price, but it would be small increases. Like I think it's half the cost of a subscription fee right now. If I'm not mistaken, subscription is $200 a year US, and the maintenance fee is $100 or $90. I don't know. It's something like that. And some people who got on the maintenance plan years ago, their maintenance fee is even lower, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but so those are my thoughts. I understand it, and from a business point of view, it makes sense to me. Okay, where am I? Steve. Okay, thank you. So that was about Camtasia assets. The images in Camtasia assets are better than the Canva AI. Okay, that's good to know. Cool. I'd like to try that out sometime. I should, maybe I'll have to get my hands on Camtasia assets subscription. Maybe I'll have to do that. Pull the trigger. Lee HS says, just use Copilot. I don't know what Copilot is, but perhaps another image generator. There's a lot of them. There's more and more of them coming all the time. Also for Audiate, Matthew says, I am looking for Audiate and maintenance. Okay, yeah, I think that's an option. on the website. You can start by clicking my link in the description below, because that'll give you 10% off of whatever you get, whether it's perpetual license or subscription or Audiate, Camtasia, assets, all that. It's all covered. You get 10% off whatever you want. I like the maintenance plan. Digital Learn Academy says, I am never going to move to a monthly price for that. Yeah, and there'd be no reason for you to. because the maintenance plan, as long as you keep it current and keep going with it, is always going to be cheaper than. Now I say always. I should be careful. I don't work for Camtasia or TechSmith. Something tells me there could be a time limit on it, but did I read it's for at least the next 5 years? I don't know. I could try to find out more, but it is at least for the next foreseeable future. That is the case. I don't like all this monthly stuff. I've been cutting things off this year. Yeah, I get you. I totally understand. Greg Childers says, thanks so much, Rob. You are fantastic to take the time to educate us. No problem. I actually enjoy this. This is fun. And it's different. So usually my week involves scripting and filming and making videos and editing and maybe editing videos for other people and all this stuff. So as a video editor, if any of you guys are in the same boat as I am, did you like that pun? Same boat, Maritimer? Anyway, it's getting late. I'm getting tired. You spend all day at your desk, on your computer. You're on YouTube. You're editing. Some of this can be monotonous sometimes. And you don't speak to people that often in your day-to-day, or I don't, anyways. So doing these lives to me is a way to connect as well to my audience, to the people who want to hear from me. So I like this. It's growing. It's new, and I'm going to keep doing this for as long as I can. As long as you guys want to keep listening to me talk, I'll keep talking. Well, I hope they don't get crazy with these fees. Sorry, I'm moving this around a little bit. Or I am going to bow out gracefully. I love Camtasia, but I like food and clothes also. Yeah, food and clothes are important for sure. What are the alternatives? Says Matthew. Says that's a good question. All right, I'm getting messages coming in. The alternatives, to the monthly fees, I guess the perpetual license, but then that won't be an alternative coming up for a while. I think I'm jumping into a conversation here. Alternatives to Camtasia. Okay, yeah. There's Camtasia, there's lots of video editing software out there, and there's ways you can capture your screen, okay? But in my experience, there's nothing that compares to Camtasia in terms of software that does both in one package, and does it really well. I don't always use Camtasia to capture my screen. Most of the videos that I make for YouTube, I don't capture my screen recordings with Camtasia. I use Camtasia to edit the video, but I'm using OBS to capture my screen. But there are pros and cons to that. The pro is that I'm not bogging down Camtasia with too much. Like if I'm making an hour-long video that's 4K, and then I try to record Camtasia with Camtasia, to me that's just like asking for trouble. Maybe it would work fine, but I don't. So I use another OBS to capture the screen, and then I bring it in to Camtasia and I edit everything together. I sync it all up and all that stuff. But one thing I lose when I do that is all of the cursor effects that you can apply in Camtasia. Now, when I'm making videos for other people, like in my freelance work, when I edit videos for my clients and I'm making tutorial videos, then I use Camtasia to capture those screens, because then I can make the cursors, I can make them bigger, I can add all the cursor effects, I can smooth out the cursor path after the fact, because when you capture the screen with Camtasia's screen recorder, it's capturing two different things. Your screen, but also your cursor is separate. It's totally separate, and that's why you're able to then edit the cursor. Make it bigger, smaller, different colors, now add click scaling and all that stuff. When I capture my screen with OBS, I don't get to do that. The cursor is the way the cursor was when I captured it. It's baked in. Okay, so that it's fine for me making my videos showing you how to do things in Camtasia. I don't think you're necessarily concerned that I don't have a bigger glowing cursor in my videos explaining how to use Camtasia. As long as I'm getting my point across and teaching, I don't need to add all kinds of flair and stuff to the videos. But when I'm making a video for, like if I were making like an explainer video for like the main video on a website, or something for a high-paying client who wants high, very professional looking tutorial videos, that's when I like the fact that I can separate the cursor and I can manipulate it. So Camtasia is awesome at that. And that's how Camtasia started, as a screen recording software. And it has over time morphed into an awesome video editing software. And they just keep adding more video editing abilities to it to try to keep up with the TikToks and the CapCuts and like these dynamic captions. Again, that to me is huge, the way they've added AI generated transcribing of perfectly timed captions that you can then manipulate. I think that's, pardon the pun again, the cat's meow. So oh my, I'm getting tired, I think. The new pricing model is not monthly, it is annual from what I have seen. Yes, you are right. Oh, I wonder if that's what some people thought when they saw the prices. It's the subscription prices are annual. They're not, it's not $200 a month, $200 per year. And in fact, they don't offer a monthly option. If you're going to go that way, you go annual. Okay? Good point, David. Thank you. That might not have been clear to everybody. They have some basic programs out there. They are not as good as Camtasia, but there are some things like Screencast-O-Matic to start, but it's not Camtasia. Yeah, Camtasia's been around a long time. I think late 90s is when they started. I think it was probably the early 2000s, maybe around 2010 or so is when I got involved when I started using Camtasia. I want to say Camtasia 8 was the first version I had. I don't know what year that was. 2012 maybe? I'm not sure. But they've come a long way. Image creator is in assets. Yep, Don, thank you. We found it, and for paid subscribers of the assets. David says OBS plus DaVinci is competitor. Yeah, yes, that would be. I have DaVinci Resolve as well. I made a video about it too, comparing paid versus free versions of it, because there is a free version of DaVinci Resolve. But I'm telling you, I spent a lot of time with it. I've had it for over a year, and it can be hard to learn, bottom line. I prefer, if I'm making a tutorial video, I make it in Camtasia. And again, with OBS plus DaVinci, you're not getting that separation of the cursor movements from the screen. The screen's baked in because that's OBS capturing your screen. DaVinci Resolve doesn't have a screen capture tool. But DaVinci Resolve is very good at color grading if you've got the time to learn it. It can do a lot of stuff, and boy, can it get complicated. And I've tried, and it's just, I tell you what, I decided that it wasn't that, for what I do, it's not that important to me to get absolutely perfect colors. I can do some color grading in Camtasia with what's it called? Just modifying the oh god, what's it called? I'll tell you, I'm blanking out here. If I just go up to visual effects, color adjustment right here. Color adjustment. I do that with pretty much all of my videos. I did it to this one already. It's baked in because that's the final video. But yeah, so just the color adjustment to me does all the color grading I need, because I am not producing films for the Cannes Film Festival or Hollywood. I'm just not doing that. My interests lie in helping people learn how to make videos for training purposes within their companies, or to make training videos for other people as freelancers, or to make videos for themselves. Maybe you want to start a YouTube channel, right? You don't need all the fancy stuff that comes with DaVinci Resolve with the color grading, and for the most part, you don't need that to make video. The most important thing when making videos, I shouldn't say the most important thing, there's lots of important things, but it's more important. Audio is very important. Audio is more important than video, honestly. If the audio sounds good, people will forgive if the video doesn't look perfect. Okay, if there's a perfect looking video but the audio stinks, people don't like that. And what's even more important though is the ability to tell a story and to keep people engaged. So you got to keep people interested in what you're talking about. So if you're talking about something they're interested in, then they'll stick around, and your YouTube channel will like you for it. It'll get better. It'll get more subscribers. Your videos will get more views. But if you are lousy at telling a story, if you're not good at explaining things in a screencast, even if your audio is great and your video looks awesome and you've really dialed in those colors and they're awesome, it's not going to matter if people aren't sticking around to watch your video. So that's the decision I made quite a while ago. And to me, Camtasia is all I need to make videos for YouTube, and I think it's all most people need, and it's easy to learn. So sorry, that was long-winded. That's where am I here? James Ryan, great to see you live. Appreciate all you do. Thanks, James. Glad you could stop in. Brian, Obsidian, have you tried the proxy video editing? I have not tried Obsidian. No, I don't. I don't even know about it, actually. James, started with Paul Mace's Grasp 80s way back. Love Camp. What? James Ryan, that might be something. Started with Paul Mace's Grasp in the 80s. Way back. Love Camtasia. Okay, so another screen recorder in the 80s? I have not heard of that one. I haven't heard of that one. But that's before I was still in high school in the 80s. Rolling on the floor, David. DaVinci is hard to learn, just like OBS is hard to learn. Yeah, it took me a while to figure out OBS too. But I now only use OBS to screen record. I used it to live stream a little bit, and actually I had my son help me set that up. My son is in his early 20s, and he's actually a software developer, and he live streams coding, right? So he live streams on OBS, Streamlabs OBS, I think. So he helped me get that going. Yeah, that took a little time to learn. Where am I? I think you are on the maintenance plan. They should make that AI image creator an add-on, or just provide it with the yearly money we pay. Not sure why they didn't include that for us. Yeah, I'm not sure. But you can certainly let them know that that's something you think they should include for sure. The Phoenician Artisan. Do you need Snagit if you have Camtasia? They're kind of designed for two different things. I don't have Snagit. I used to have Snagit for getting quick screen grabs, like images. Mac has a way for me to do that very quickly. Just Command Shift 4, and I click and drag the area and let it go, and a screenshot's taken. That's all I ever need for screenshots. And I do that like for the thumbnails that I make. I take a screenshot that way, put that into Canva, make my thumbnails, export that, upload it to YouTube. But if you have, Snagit does more than just that. Snagit will also, you can add things to it. You can add callouts and arrows and write some notes on your images, right? I think that's where Snagit was back when I had it. Snagit 12, maybe it was, several years ago. But now I believe you can get into making videos with Snagit too, and I have not done that. I can't. Maybe someday, again, maybe I'll add that to what I talk about here. But right now, I really only get into Camtasia. I have not used Snagit in years, so I probably can't speak very intelligently about it. Joining now, just got the update. Awesome, Ron. I hope you like it. I've kind of gone through most of the new things, but you can certainly watch this on the replay. As I mentioned earlier, this channel's monetized now. Awesome. Thanks, guys, for your support to make that happen. But whenever I do live streams, the monetization will be turned off for the duration of the live stream. So you won't see ads come up when I'm doing the live stream. If I had it on and you saw an ad, you would miss a part of what I talk about, okay, during the ad playing. And I don't want that ever. So on all of my weekly live streams, I will never turn on monetization for my live streams until they're over. When they're over and it becomes a video on demand that you can watch later, then monetization will be on. But if you get interrupted with an ad during a replay, the video is paused for you, so you won't miss anything during the ad, right? Or of course, if you pay YouTube, I think it's $10 a month or whatever it is for premium, then you get rid of all the ads, and that's what I've done because my life is on YouTube, so I turned my ads off a couple of years ago. And you do that by subscribing to YouTube. I think it's $12.99 for me in Canada. So I'm guessing it's around $10 in the United States. Are we? I like having the two for workflow. It works great together. Snagit and Camtasia. Okay, interesting. Yeah, because they do have slightly different use cases. DaVinci Resolve is not really an alternative if you need canvas snapping when editing. You can't move and crop objects and snap to other objects on the canvas in DaVinci. Yeah, I've tried to make like a tutorial video type thing and adding objects and animating objects, and it doesn't even compare to Camtasia. Camtasia is super easy. You draw arrows, start state, end state. It animates between them. Dead easy. In DaVinci Resolve, you've got to open the dreaded Fusion tab, and you've got to have like an engineering degree to understand it, and even that doesn't help. I am an engineer, and I can't figure out the whole node thing, and Fusion is just so complicated. And it's so hard to make a simple thing move across the screen. Where are we? I've tried all possible workarounds. It's a nightmare. If you need that, you need Camtasia. Okay, screen recording, I think you're referring to, and I would agree. David says audio plus lighting sets the audio plus lighting sets the tone, and having an awesome video means nothing without those two. That's a good point. Lighting is also super important. And I think I'm going to make some videos on more of that stuff too. Stuff outside of Camtasia, but still have to do with making videos. You guys interested in that? Like how to set your lights up, how to set up. Well, I never even mentioned this. We still have quite a number of you here, but I have a video going out tomorrow. It's already uploaded to YouTube. I initially was going to have it ready for yesterday, but I ran out of time. It ended up being long. It's 45 minutes long, and it's called Multi-Camera Setup. How to film, how to edit. Okay, and I went through the whole thing. What I did was I set up. Well, I can show you. I still have it kind of set up here. Here is what. So see that there? That is my whiteboard, and that right there is what we're using as the B camera right now. But that was my main camera, and then over on that tripod I had another camera, and then up there I had my phone as a top-down shot looking at that while I drew. Okay, so I filmed all of that. So 3 cameras. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 cameras plus my screen recording plus the audio. I brought it all into Camtasia, and I showed you how to edit it, how to switch scenes and all that kind of stuff. So that is coming out tomorrow morning. I've got it set for 9 a.m. Eastern time. Okay, 10 a.m. for me here in Halifax is when it's going to go out. Yeah, I think that'll be good. I think that's cool. It was fun to make because I had to film myself doing all that stuff, and then I stopped and I put that all in the project. And then I recorded myself editing it together. Okay, does that make sense? You'll see it. Check it out tomorrow. It was a fun one to make, and hopefully that'll give you some ideas. And I even talked about lighting in that video, where your lights should go, right? In fact, I can show you real quick here. Where is this? Thumbnails. I'll show you, I'll share my screen and drag this down. There's proof. That's it. Multi-camera editing. That is the thumbnail I made for it. You can see the overhead there. That's the overhead shot. And yeah, that's the thumbnail. So that's what you can expect tomorrow if you tune in. Sorry, just got sidetracked. Yeah, that's the video that I'm releasing tomorrow. So if you're interested at all in how to edit a multi-camera, because normally if you think about editing a video and making a video and then editing it in Camtasia that has yourself on camera, you're thinking, well, how does Camtasia capture more than one camera? Well, it doesn't, but that doesn't mean you can't use it as the video editor to edit all of them together. In fact, with the multi-camera editing, I only used Camtasia to capture the screen. Everything else was external, right? And then I brought it all in, synced it all up, and then there you go. So, little preview of what to expect tomorrow. If you're so interested. Good night and thanks, Rob. Good night, Malcolm. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for sticking with me for so long. David, any news on when or if Camtasia will support multiple camera recording? Yeah, no news. And I don't even know if, I don't know if that's something they're going to do. See, even when I make a video with one camera, I still don't usually capture that camera with Camtasia. And that's probably just because of the way I got things set up. I have things set up to also be able to do live streams, right? I have this camera in a switcher. This switcher can only handle 1080p. It can't handle 4K. So it throttles my 4K down before it gets into my computer. So because of that alone, if I want to make a 4K video, I just press record on my camera and then it gets recorded to the SD card in the camera, and then I can move it over to my computer, either pop the SD card out, put it in the computer, or what works better is I have a cord running like a USB cable from my camera to my computer, and I can drag the file from one to the other. But if I did not have this switcher set up for the multiple camera angles, and I just had the one camera, and I used one of these, you see that? CamLink, that allows you to plug an HDMI cable into there. Your camera plugs into that end, and then that's USB. That plugs into your computer, and this will do 4K. 4K 60, I believe. I'm not sure 60 or 30, but certainly 4K. I would have it plugged into that, and then I would probably just capture the video through Camtasia. So yeah, no news on that. I don't know if that's where they're going with that, but not a bad question for them. Snagit does so much more than screenshots and videos, removing text, etc. Okay, very good. Very good. Yeah, no, see, I'm out of touch with Snagit. I haven't used it in, I'm going to say, probably 6-7 years. $13.99 per month for premium YouTube in the US. Really? Oh, well, maybe that's what I pay. Maybe I get it in US. Maybe it's more like $15 a month. I'm not sure. I thought it was $12.99 Canadian for me, but I could be wrong. Well, YouTube's got to make their money somehow. So if they can't make money off of you by sending you ads, they're going to make money off you that way. Yes. Jason, I think you were the one looking for the multicam video. Maybe that's what you're saying yes to. If so, wait till tomorrow. Brian says, what do you use for teleprompting to make for more efficient recording? I love insider tips on being more efficient. Sure, I'll tell you. I think my phone is about to die, but maybe I can get one last shot out of it. So I have it on. So my camera is right in there. You can kind of see the lens, and that's a teleprompter attached to it. Okay, see, it's just hanging off of the lens. Okay, and it's a des view. Where'd it go? Right there. Des view. See that logo there? That's the teleprompter I use. Okay, now what I have to, so then what I do, whoops, turn around, sorry. my phone lays across here. I use my phone, which I'm recording with right now. This is my phone. But I lay it on there, and then the words go up to the mirror and then come out straight back to me. And then the last piece of information you need is the app on the phone. I use Prompt Smart is what it's called. And the reason I like that one over some others I tried is that it uses the microphone in the phone to hear what you're speaking, okay? And then it automatically moves the text up as you talk. All right, so I might make a video on that, like get another camera and kind of film from behind and show you what I see when I'm recording from my teleprompter. Okay, I think this teleprompter it's not expensive. It's just a small one. It wasn't $200. It was like well, I'm in Canada, so it was I'm going to say it was like around $150, I think, $130 maybe. And then the Prompt Smart software, I think, is $40 or $50 a year. It's another subscription. But I love it. So what I do is I write my script in Google Drive, okay? And then when it's saved, I go to my phone, open up Prompt Smart. It has an import feature where I can import from Google Drive. Then that's how it comes into the phone. And then I press play, put it up there, and I speak. So that's how I do that. Yeah. So I hope that helps. DesView, yes. Prompt Smart, yes. Exactly right. That is what I use. So pricing model, we talked about. How are we doing for time? We're still got 46 of you in here. We definitely set a record today. Lots of viewers today. Hopefully you got great value out of this, and hopefully you're liking this. And I hope to see many of you back. I'm here every week at the same time. So Camtasia 2025. I talked about this a little bit at the beginning. So Camtasia has historically come out with their latest version around this time of year every year. Okay, last year I think it might have been in April or May of 2023. The year before, I know it was early June of 2022 because I did a video similar to this. That was one of my last videos before I kind of went silent for over a year. We moved and stuff like that. But anyway, but this is the last time they're going to do it right around now, because 2025 is not going to come out next June. It's going to come out in October, like only in a few months. And that's when the perpetual licenses will no longer be available. Excuse me. Subscription model will be the only option. So if you want perpetual license, if you want to buy the software and then only have to pay a small maintenance fee every year for all of the upgrades, you've got until October of this year to buy it. And then they will honor that. You'll be grandfathered into that system going forward, okay? And same thing, if your maintenance plan has expired, you've got until October to renew that. You can still do it now, but you can't after October. So anyways, Camtasia 2025 is coming out in October. I don't know what's going to be on it, but my best guess would be some of the new things are just kind of add-ons, like the new dynamic backgrounds, the audio visualizers, the new transitions. All those things don't really have a lot to do with the actual engine in Camtasia, whatever. More of those can be added all the time, and I expect more of those probably. But the new things, like the big one to me is the dynamic captions. That was just released with this version, 2024. I can see improvements being made to that, and maybe improvements is the wrong word, but they're going to expand on it. Maybe they'll make it SRT compatible, that you can bring SRT files in or export SRT files. I'd love to see that. Holy cow. But anyways, I don't know. I have no idea. All we can do is suggest and request from Camtasia. You guys can tell me what you'd like to see and I can pass it on, or you can tell them directly. But I am going to be giving them a bit of a wish list once the dust settles here and I get a little more into what this can all do. There is so much, like all of these new, like the dynamic properties of all of the things you can do now, like the backgrounds. background doesn't sound like it's all that sexy a thing, but really when you get into it, 57 new backgrounds, and all of them have like so many properties you can alter to make them different. So really, there's unlimited number of backgrounds you can create, like really. So anyway, they're giving a whole lot of control to us to make whatever it is we want to make. And I love that. So, but yeah, I can see in 2025, which is again in October of 2024, I can see them maybe adding some more presets to the dynamic captions, maybe some more options, maybe more languages, but I think the big thing would be make it SRT file exportable and importable, and also to be able to edit maybe some of the timing. I don't know how easy or hard that would be, but you can edit some of the text. But let's say one of the words gets highlighted too early or too late. I don't believe now you can change that, but maybe you can in the future. That would be a nice update, I would think. Love the efficiency tips. No problem, Brian. I'm here to tell you how I do things, and hopefully it's a better way. Hopefully it helps. David says, I ordered the Elgato teleprompter. Last time we chatted, I just bit the bullet. Very good. I'd love to hear how that works out for you, because that's different. That one has a screen in the bottom. You don't put your phone up there at all. And instead it's a screen, and I think it's software driven. I haven't used that, but somehow you have to get your script up into it. I don't know exactly how that works, but I'd be interested to hear how you like it and how it works out for you. Thanks, David, from Brian, and then Easy Roller. First time meeting you, and big thumbs up for the video. Lots of great info. I'll certainly tune in again. Thank you, Easy Roller. Thank you very much. It was good to have you here. Glad you could stop by, and glad you got some good info out of all this. Does anybody else have any other questions? Because I've pretty much gone over everything I wanted to. One last time, for those of you who are still, if there's anybody new here that wasn't here in the beginning, let me just say that I do this every week, same time, so every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So think New York, whatever time it is in New York or Boston, 1 o'clock there. So whatever time it is where you are, that's when I go live every Tuesday. And I give Camtasia tips. I demonstrate. I go over the videos that I released the previous week. I show you what's coming up in my future videos, and I will answer any questions that you have. I get a lot of questions throughout the week in the comments section of my videos, and the live stream is a good way for me to answer those questions. So feel free to ask any questions in the comments section of any of my videos, and I'll answer them here as long as I have time. So that's what I do. And again, I also put out, I have been putting out 3 YouTube videos every week for the last 2 or 3 months. That I may bring that down to 2. This week will only be 2 because I did not come up with one yesterday. There will be one tomorrow and probably one Friday. Yeah, so that's what I do. And the other thing is the coupon code or the discount code. If you don't have an upgradable license to Camtasia 2024 and you want one, you can get it for 10% off if you use the link that I have in the description below. In fact, that link is in the description of all of my videos now at the top. It gives you 10% off of Camtasia, Snagit if you want it, Audiate if you want it, Camtasia Assets if you want that. And right now, whether you want the perpetual license that comes with a year of maintenance or the subscription option, you get 10% off whichever. Okay, so use that code. You'll get 10% off, and I will get a small kickback as a affiliate commission as a thank you. So thank you if you decide to use my link. It helps support me and the channel, and I am trying to turn this into a business that will eventually support me. But right now, it's more of a hobby thing, and I have a lot of fun with it. So don't forget to use that code if you need anything from TechSmith, and that'll help. Yeah, what are we going here? Glad I stayed on past my nap time. Yeah, it's getting close to it's past my lunchtime and supper time, but that's all right. If you're giving suggestions to TechSmith, please give them this. It would be nice to see Camtasia evolve into a little more support for podcasting. Okay, very good. Yeah, I've edited some other people's podcasts using Camtasia, and in fact, that's a good idea for a video that I should make. How I would do that and how to set it up and all that stuff. So you can certainly do that, but maybe not live. So if you're referring to live podcasting and capturing the podcast live, that would probably, I mean, most podcast, if you're doing a podcast by yourself, one camera angle is fine. Then you probably could capture it live. Well, or could you? Yeah, no, I don't know that much about podcasts myself. I've never done a podcast. Maybe that's something I add to my channel. I start doing podcasts too. I don't know, but to me, if I did, I would then probably upload the video portion to YouTube, and then it's the same as doing YouTube Live in my mind. But it might be something worth looking at in the future. But yeah, no, I could certainly suggest that to them. Oh, this means multiple inputs for video and multiple audio, each as separate tracks. Okay, I think that's probably a big ask, but I can certainly ask them where they are with that and what their thinking is, if that's something that they want to get into. But without them doing anything else, you would, if you want to watch my video tomorrow about multiple camera editing, that would kind of show you how you can do it without all the multiple inputs, or how I would go about doing it. It's kind of the same thing. Skunk Eye Music. Thanks, Rob. See you next week. See you, Skunk Eye Music, next week. Absolutely. I'll be here. Can you export the captions? Don says. If we're talking about the dynamic captions, no, you can't. The regular captioning, subtitling system, you can. But with the new dynamic captions, no, that's not an option right now. But I think it is a good suggestion. So I'm going to make that suggestion to them, and perhaps you guys, you want to as well. I can see that being the next logical step for them to make that an option. Absolutely. I think that would help. Okay, so I think, is that it? That's it, guys. Thank you so much for sticking with me. If you stuck with me this whole time, then you're a real trooper, and I appreciate it very much. I will be back. Oh, sorry, one more comment just came in. Hey, if the comments keep coming in, I'll keep answering them. I got no place to be. Podcast, gold, but expect to have to narrate the screen, but you'll learn your audio engineer chops. Very good. Yeah. I will certainly mention that to them about the podcast. Clint says, the old accessibility-oriented captioning system is now also powered by the new engine, so it is faster and more accurate. Okay, that's cool. I did not know that. Jason says, thanks, Rob. Have a good week. Take care. Thanks, Jason. Thank you, Digital Learn Academy. Thank you, Lucas from Germany. Okay, thanks, guys. So that is 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 3.5 hours. Wow, that's a long live stream. I'm ready for a break, and I'm ready for some food. So thanks, guys. This was a lot of fun. Look for my video for tomorrow. Don't forget the coupon code if you need anything. And as always, ask me any questions you want. Once this live stream is over, you can rewatch it. There may be ads then. But if you have any other questions once this live is done, you can ask them in the comments section below. The live chat will stop. Obviously, I won't be live, but the comments will open up. You'll be able to ask questions there. That's it. That's a wrap, guys. Thank you again, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. And failing that, if you don't get a chance to see that, I will see you hopefully next week in my next live stream. Goodbye. Thanks.